Pittsburgh figures, sports or otherwise, of all time. Our Steve Blass will have his final TV broadcast of Pirates baseball tonight. We'll all be fortunate to be on hand for them, and more than fortunate to have had him grace us with his presence for 60 years.
He struck him out. Clear the deck. Cannonball coming.
We're coming your way from PNC Park tonight. The Pirates and the Reds, the final 3 games of the 2019 season. And, of course, it is the final telecast for Steve Blass tonight on AT&T Sportsnet. It's a beautiful night here, and we're hanging out, Steve, one final time before a TV game to get a stogie in, and this beautiful city of yours.
It's unbelievable. It's gorgeous, especially this time of year, Greg. And this is a funny time for me. There's so many things running through my head, and so many memories, and so many good things, and so many games, and so many people. You don't know where to start, and it's starting to hit home how many years have passed, and how many games, and how many trips to the ballpark. It's been great working with so many people, and we've certainly had fun, you and I, over the years with our stogies, pregame stogies, to make sure we get the feel of the ambiance of the game, the setting. Yeah.
Do you think this is going to be tough for you tonight?
It is. It's starting to well up. You know, because this is it. I mean, we're looking down the barrel now. I've kind of blocked it out a little bit, but I want to absorb it all. I want to get emotional. I've been extremely busy, but it's coming on, man, and it's really something unbelievably special.
Yeah, it's
getting in the car to come to this ballpark tonight.
A big weekend tonight. Of course, your last telecast tomorrow. You won't work at Steve Blass Day. We'll have the pregame ceremonies, your dual bobblehead giveaway Sunday, your last radio broadcast. So let's just enjoy tonight, your final telecast.
Sounds like a good deal, and then I hope I can keep it together. And with your help, I will, Greg.
We'll give it a shot.
All right.
Friday Night Rocks on AT&T Sportsnet is presented by Iron City Beer, family-owned, brewed here. What a great job, I'll tell you.
You people are cruel. You're wonderful. It's unbelievable, but how am I going to get through this? That is spectacular. My goodness. Oh.
Earlier today, Steve, this is just one gift.
By the way, this is from our friend Paul Meyer.
How about that?
From North Carolina. Paul, I hope somebody gets to you and tells you how much that's appreciated, because I'll be on the phone with you. But it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's like I said to you out on the deck when we were having the cigars. I almost think I'm watching somebody else's story.
It's an out-of-body experience.
It is.
I think.
It is.
By the way, just real quick, because you know we got the hankies over here.
Yeah. Thank you. The box is not big enough.
The job that Tyler Graham and Nick Milliron did editing these pieces throughout tonight's ball game, you should get yourself some hankies. It is the show they have prepared tonight, and yeah, we're going to see some baseball, but it's a lot of Blass, a lot of joy, a lot of tears, and just stay with us throughout. If you I guess we'll let you go to the fridge between innings, but do yourself a favor. Sit back, relax, have yourself an Iron City, and enjoy as we check out the Hyundai starting lineup for the Reds. Jose Peraza, Philip Ervin, Eugenio Suarez. Then it's Aristides Aquino, Jose Iglesias, Kurt Casale with Michael Lorenzen in center. Anthony DiSclafani pitching. Alex Blandino is at first. Yeah, that's right. Michael Lorenzen, the pitcher, making another start in center field. 5th start in center in the last 12 games.
And the number is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Lottery for Stephen Brault, making start number 19. And we have seen some terrific things from Stephen Brault. He has struggled at times, still looking for that elusive consistency word. Consistency.
And I'd like to follow up what Joe Musgrove did last night, what Dario Agrazal did on Wednesday, what Mitch Keller did on Tuesday. That's a final start that's a real good one, but this one will sneak past Gonzalez for at least a couple, and he'll hold there with a leadoff double. Jose Peraza starting at second base. Just snuck one inside the third base bag. So we are underway. Check out the Honda defense. Pablo Reyes in center field with Jake Elmore and Kevin Kramer, his wingers. Eric Gonzalez at third. Kevin Newman is the shortstop. Adam Frazier, Jose Osuna on the right side. Jacob Stallings doing the catching. A lot of players have gone down here at the end with various injuries, including Elias Diaz, Brian Reynolds, the groin tightness the other night. So these guys will pretty much finish up on the bench watching, including Cole Tucker. They're alongside there's Dario Agrazal. So Brault, again, hoping to have a real strong final start and get that ERA, these little goals these players have. Whether they're bad, we talked about it last night. Coming into the ball game, Pablo Reyes was hitting just 197, and so he wanted to get over 200. He did. Joe Musgrove had a
30 starts
goal in mind.
Yep.
He wanted 30 plus. He got 31 starts under his belt.
Yep.
And for Stephen Brault, his ERA at the start of the day is 5.07. He would love, we would too, to have that earned run average finish below 5.
Yep. Get a 4 for the first number in that ERA. Baby steps. You know, Greg, I kind of have a special feel for Stephen Brault because I remember starting out trying to find that consistency and have a good game, but then a couple bad ones my first year. And actually to the point I got sent down after my rookie year and then came back up looking to be consistent. So I see a little bit of that in Stephen Brault, and I know he likes being out there. I know he wants to win, like everybody does, but I kind of got a special feeling for him. Hope he gets it.
Wow, taking off for third and the throw into left. So it'll be a stolen base and an error and a 1-0 Reds lead. A little sloppy early, the chopper that went past third, and now Gonzalez can't handle the throw as Peraza took advantage of Brault apparently not paying any attention.
Huge jump, massive jump, and a good throw right on the money. Has a chance. I didn't think they had any chance, but it would have been close. But becomes a moot point.
Throw looks like it's right on the bag.
Yeah, if he's got the glove in front of the bag, on the side of the bag instead of the front of the bag, he might have something to talk about.
So Peraza doubles, steals third, goes home on the error. The Pirates are 7-0 against the Reds here at PNC Park this season. And just misses in a frustrated Brault. First base umpire Dan Iasonia on the appeal. Bring up Eugenio Suarez. How about little goals? How about Suarez? He's got 3 games left to hit 50 home runs.
Sitting on 49. You know, Brault has had good success against these Reds. He's 4-0, just 3 starts, so some work out of the bullpen, picking up some action. So he should feel good about the matchup, but certainly needs to get his feet on the ground here. So do I.
Jacob Stallings was charged with that error. That throw looked to be pretty perfect.
Yeah, it did look like Gonzalez had his glove on the home plate side of the third base bag. And if he has it on the side that faces second base, you have to slide into it. And like you said, the throw was right there, so that could have been a big factor, having the glove on the correct side of third base.
Pete Alonso, the Mets, the rookie, has 51 homers. And that's Eugenio Suarez. Another look at that play from this angle.
See where he's got his foot there in the front, and the glove pretty close to that. Frustrating, but you can't do anything about it right now.
Yeah. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes on Suarez, and a called third strike. A little angry Stephen Brault now, as Aristides Aquino will step in, the sensational rookie. We check out Rivers Casino tips to win. Win versus the Reds for Steve. Blasts from the 2-8 hitters. Get that theme at all?
I got
Steve
it.
and Brault.
I did a good job of that.
Yeah, you did.
Tips. No, you did them. I'll give you credit where credit is due. Very clever, very creative, very flattering.
2-8, Steve's number. And that would be Pablo Reyes and Eric Gonzalez. And if I hit on all these, by the way, heck, if I hit on half of them,
I'll buy the first round.
No, I'm doing it the rest of the way.
Well, good. It
Every
makes
tips to win.
Yeah, they're very, very good. Make me look very bad because I have very average tips. So yeah, you got me again.
Whatever I can do to help. Yep. If you're just now settling in, we are going to enjoy tonight with Steve, his last telecast on AT&T Sportsnet. He will be off tomorrow because it's his day. The mayor proclaimed the 28th tomorrow, Steve Blass Day, over at his office, City County building. We were there, and a base hit hard to right. We'll move Irvin to third and Aquino into second base. A double into right field.
He is a sensational rookie. He really is. Out, away, just went away with it and just didn't hit it softly with authority down into the corner. That ball got to the wall in a hurry.
He's 6'4", 220.
If you follow National League Baseball, you will be following him a lot next year, I think.
Put up some ridiculous numbers in only 53 Major League games. Now Jose Iglesias. Brault, by the way, has great numbers against these Reds. That was an easy tip to win because he has won all 4 decisions in 9 career games, 3 starts, an ERA of 1.01 against the Reds.
That ERA is in danger right now. But if he can punch out Mr. Iglesias, he might be able to wiggle his way out of this jam. You walk into your dugout now, just having given up 1 run. You've done a heck of a job, but he's a long ways to go to get to that point.
And this is going to bring a run home. Gonzalez going to get an out. RBI for Iglesias, 2-0. Scores Philip Irvin, who walked. And I'll bring up Kurt Casale. And some Point Park University tweets. The Pirates tweeted this picture out of Mayor Bill Peduto shaking Steve's hand after the proclamation. And there it is. The mayor and the mayor. And Steve went, the mayor was gracious enough to let Steve go into his office and sit at his desk. How about that?
That's
The
right.
city of Pittsburgh tweeted this out. Look who's in charge.
Yeah, lock your doors.
Well, he could not have been more gracious.
Yeah.
Mayor Peduto.
Great host. Gave us a tour of his office, which is a veritable museum. A great afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It was a great visit.
Including a framed jersey of A.J. Burnett
Yep.
in his office.
Prominently displayed.
Yeah.
Was instrumental of getting that shot. You know, the
Batman signals.
Yeah, the signals.
He and Thomas Tull worked in concert together to have that done at the end of A.J. Burnett's Pirates career. The Batman. In fact, he signed the jersey Batman. 2-0. Have you thought about what you're going to do tomorrow, since it is your day? It is Steve Blass Day tomorrow, as so proclaimed by the Honorable Mayor of Pittsburgh. So,
well,
your call. What should we expect? Anything special from you?
Yeah, we're all going to get out on the field.
Oh, okay, we'll do that.
No, you know, to be quite honest, tomorrow I'm going to have an easy day because I stockpiled everything up today and did a lot of stuff. Talked to a lot of people, did a lot of interviews, and distributed some gifts yesterday. So I did a lot of my housekeeping and my responsibilities. So I'm going to take it easy and give some thought to what I'm going to say out on the field.
7:05 game, pregame ceremonies on the field, and then Steve will enjoy the game with his family and friends.
Yeah.
And John Wayner will have to work for Steve tomorrow.
And there'll be a little something extra in his envelope.
No, there
for
won't
that.
be. He knows it.
All right.
But it really is a great celebration weekend for Steve. And so far, this picture-perfect weather continues.
Yes. Hope it does. Yes, it's supposed to be warm tomorrow,
Yep.
but nice.
Yep.
So
Come on out. It's the bobblehead night, dual bobbleheads tomorrow. Come on out and say goodbye to Steve.
Yep.
Although, as he has reminded us, he's going to be around a bunch going to games as a fan.
Yep, beer and a hot dog.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that. But I'm going to be doing some ambassadorial work for the Pirates. And, so I'll be around town, not going anywhere, not moving. I'm a Pittsburgher.
Good pitch there to tie up Casale. So he strikes out a couple, gives up a couple, and after half, the Reds lead 2-0 as the Pirates come to bat. It is a gorgeous night again here in Pittsburgh as the Pirates come to bat here, and this is what they created here on our telecast, what this field looks like in our mind. Right?
Oh my
Steve
goodness.
Blass.
The technology, I rail against the technology, but that is super cool. That really is.
Check out the RAV4 starting lineup for the Pirates. Kevin Newman, Pablo Reyes, Adam Frazier. 1, 2, 3. Jose Osuna hits cleanup. Kevin Kramer in right. Jacob Stallings behind the plate. Jake Elmore in left. Eric Gonzalez and Stephen Brault. Starting 9. Colin Moran not able to go tonight. He is likely done for the rest of these 3 games as Anthony DeSclafani delivers.
His numbers as he makes his 31st start. 9-9, ERA under 4. Very consistent for this right-hander. Anthony DeSclafani.
Unlike Stephen Brault, as David Bell, skipper of these Reds, looks on, Anthony DeSclafani has struggled against his opponent tonight. Brault, outstanding career numbers, not so much for DeSclafani against Pittsburgh. 3 starts this year, 0-2, a 5.63 ERA.
But what, overall 2-6? Do I have that right? Against the Pirates?
I believe you're right.
My goodness.
Yep.
I'm glad about that because I'm really not sure what my name is by this time tonight. It's been so wild and wonderfully crazy. 2-6, yeah. Last time out against the Mets, he pitched well, 6 innings, just 1 earned run, gave up 3 hits, a walk, and 7 strikeouts. So he pitched well enough to win, but came away with a no decision.
Strike 3, Pablo Reyes. And how about, did Major League Baseball do this on purpose? look the umpiring crew. Steve Blass weekend. John Tempane behind the plate. We'll tell you about him. Dan Iasonia at first. At second, Jansen Visconti. At third, the crew chief, Hunter Wendelstedt. So we'll go around and tell you about the Blass ties. First of all, that guy's from Bridgeport, Connecticut. Dan Iasonia.
Nutmegger.
You've got John Tempane calling balls and strikes. It was just a couple of years ago that Steve thanked John Tempane after he helped save a young lady's life, preventing a suicide on the Roberto Clemente Bridge. So you've got Hunter Wendelstedt, whose dad was a longtime umpire in the National League, and he umped a bunch of Steve's games, as Pablo Reyes will fly out. And as a matter of fact, Harry Wendelstedt, Hunter's dad, his first trip into Pittsburgh, first game he ever umpired in Pittsburgh was April 18th, 1966. Why is April 18th?
Well, it's my birthday.
Well, yeah. And the next day, his dad was on hand to watch Steve Blass pitch a complete game victory against the Cincinnati Reds. And he's well aware of it. We talked to him before the game about the fact that Steve is retiring. This is his final weekend. We'll tell you about that second base umpire. We continue as the Pirates go down 1-2-3. Some of Steve's friends talking about Steve Blass. Some well wishes.
Steve, congratulations. I know it's been a fun ride for you. The best part of everything, the baseball side as a player and the broadcasting, did it the right way. You didn't compromise. You did it your way. And that, to me, that was the best thing about being Steve Blass.
I appreciate you being my teammate. You helped me out mentally, and just the talks and stuff like that we had. And I'd always remember, and you have a good life, and I'll see you on the golf course or somewhere along the way. You're in my mind. You'll never be forgotten. Of course, you're not going anywhere. I don't want to be that sentimental. But I'll check on you a little later.
And most importantly, the time after our playing careers are over. We're not talking about World Series rings now. We're not talking about World Series championships. But how you carried yourself, how you kept yourself involved in the community, your love for the ball club, your love for the city was really just a map for me to follow as I proceeded after my career was over. So thank you very much for that, and thank you very much for your friendship.
Hey, Steve, this is Scoop, man. I am so glad that you retired when you did. 6 years with the same ball club. The only thing I can say to you is I wish you the best. You deserve the best because you gave it your best. And I know there are good things still waiting ahead of you. And whatever it might be, I just wish you and your family the best. And the only thing I can say is I'm glad that I had the opportunity to play with you. God bless you, man.
Hey, Loquito, you know you, mi hermano, I love you, and thank God I play with you because you adapt me because I don't know anything about baseball. And everything that I did with you, you teach me. I appreciate it for your kindness and your compassion. God bless you.
Yeah, there's nothing I can say that would be enough.
Was it Chicago that sang the song, It's Only the Beginning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's I love these guys. I mean, just
great stuff.
Love
Great
the
stuff.
pieces.
Rook, Bob Robertson. Bob Robertson. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah,
I'm not going to get that sentimental.
It's so real. And
yeah. And Teak talking about you being a road map. Teak gets more sentimental than any of us. He talked about that at the event last week when you were named the Man of the Year. He told a couple of great stories about how you kind of set the stage for him. And, of course, Scoop, love that. You gave it your best. You are the best. You gave it your best. And Sangi, what a relationship. Just think about that. Steve's battery mate, the years that they played together and the friendship that they have now, whenever they see each other, it's so genuine, so natural, and just so much fun to see the two of them share their friendship as Stephen Brault has a better start to the second against the pitcher turned center fielder Michael Lorenzen.
Well, you know, when you live with those guys and you travel with them for years, not just 1 year or half a year, you get to know them, and they're relationships, they're teammates, and you're part of each other's lives. I mean, you know the families, and you know the road each one of those guys took to get to the big leagues. You know how hard it is to move up the ladder, what it takes to get there, and it's so easy. It's so easy to be a friend of those kind of people.
Here's the pitcher, DeSclafani.
I mean, you hit it. The words are so damn genuine.
Yep.
They are. Darn.
Yeah.
They
sincere.
Are. Yeah.
You just see it. You can hear it. It's not scripted. Two and one on DeSclafani, the pitcher, who bats 8th. Brault now with 3 strikeouts. Make it 4. Brings up Alex Blandino, and let's take a look at the TD Ameritrade, the right call. Well, about this career. It was always the right call when one of the Pirates managers would call on Mr. Blass to take that baseball, and he would.
If I didn't have that horrific ERA, my last year would look a little nicer in that category. But 363 for 10 years, 10 years.
Take 103 wins.
Yeah.
You betcha 57 complete games.
I love looking at that. I do love looking at it because it's more than half the wins.
Yep.
57. Although I'll qualify it with the fact in that era, the complete games weren't that rare. I mean, everybody pitched them, but it feels great to know you piled up a bunch of complete games.
Yeah.
Of course, pitching in front of those bats that we had, they talk about the big red machine, and they should. I mean, the unbelievable collection of talent that they had in that era. But pitching with the guys that I was in front of that would back me up, Sanguian, Stargell, Gene Alley, Kleins, Oliver, Clemente, just Bill Verdon said it best in 1972 when he managed. He drove the ballpark knowing he's going to get 5 or 6 runs every night. And you talk about a starting pitcher feeling good about that.
That guy feels good wearing that jersey. Strike 3 called. Hey, we mentioned the umpiring crew, the synergy tonight, and we forgot to mention that guy. Second base umpire, Jansen Visconti, is from Latrobe. UPMC scoreboard 2-0. Reds go to the bottom of the second. Pirates bat against Anthony DeSclafani. Here's Jose Osuna.
Greg, at some point, I want to talk about the people I've worked with, too, because you go all the way back to Bob Prince. And Dave Justy and I did a handful of games early on with Bob. Not many people remember that. I remember being at our cabin for a weekend, and David and I driving down. The first game we ever did, I had a media guide, and he was driving, and I would read to him on the way down from our cabin.
Yeah, you and Dave sharing that cabin.
Yeah, and sharing the color stuff with Bob.
Yeah, but you decided the two of you were going to do a game, and ahead of time you were going to go prepare.
Yeah, that was our preparation. Driving down, from Kings Mountain up in Skelton, up above Connellsville. And he would drive, and I would read bios and stuff, and we didn't have much of a clue. But we did it for a few games, and then Willie Stargell and I worked with Bob. And Willie was so popular that it didn't make any sense for him to go down for dinner in a press lounge because he would have been inundated. So they would bring him sushi every night, and I didn't know what sushi was. Even then, it looked like bait to me.
Still does.
Yeah.
So So Willie wanted the sushi.
Yeah.
And of course, Lanny, longtime voice of the Pirates.
So great to me because I was just really beginning with Lanny, and he helped me so many ways. And then
you and Lanny went way back, by the way.
Yeah, 23 years we worked together.
And you did he was in Charleston?
Oh, yeah. When I was pitching bad, I'd get knocked out, and I said, I'll see you after the second inning. And I was just kidding, but then I did.
When you went to the booth?
Yeah, oh yeah.
How about that?
In 74 when I was so bad.
Again.
How about those mic flags there?
I was going to say, how about the eyeglasses?
Pieces of pipe.
Fly ball to center field, and catch is made by
the pitcher.
Michael Lorenzen, yeah.
The pitcher who can hit.
Mm-hmm. So, Lanny kind of helped you break in.
Yeah, and the nuances of, when to let a moment live without talking over it. Look at that group. They look quite young. And there we go.
Cast of characters.
Yeah. 5 of the most honest men you'd ever run across. Absolutely. But, the people along the way, too, John Sanders. John helped me so much, and they're Joe and Bob. But John helped me. I would listen to him, and I didn't know what was in his ear, but then I would ask to get down, and they'd say, stretch, give me 30 more seconds, or close it up. And John Sanders had that great talent of summarizing quick without stumbling over or stretching it out in a smooth way. So it filled the time. So John was great. And then the guys that came on, Kent Dirtavanis, Alan Cutler, they were so kind to me because I don't know all the subtleties. I really don't. But the play-by-play guys helped me so much.
Some well-known faces. Some greetings for Steve.
You're one of the best that has ever been. One of the greatest Pirates of all time, and truly one of the great broadcasters in all of baseball. A hero to everyone here in Pittsburgh and beyond. Always a pleasure to be in your company. And, they say that everybody votes for the guy they want to have a beer with. Well, you should be leader of the free world, my friend.
You have had one heck of a career. And I remember you told me to my face, one organization, one house, one wife, one team. Awesome. Congratulations on your retirement. I don't know whether to say congratulations, good luck, of course, but congratulations because I still want you around. All the best to you, Steve. I love you, and you are one of the reasons why this is the big leagues. All the best to you, Steve.
Hey, Stevie, congratulations, pal. 60 years. Unbelievable. We've been friends for a long, long time. I'm sorry to see you go. But I'm hoping I get a chance to see you in Pittsburgh every once in a while at a Pirate game. I might be coming in too, working the stadium over at the Browns games, and then I'm going to do the same thing for the Steelers. I joined the cleanup crew. It's kind of a nice deal. It's my player pension is over.
Steve Blass, Garth Brooks here. It's great to see you spring training this year. Can I also say on behalf of all Bucks fans, to meet the guy that's a hero for all of us in the Pirate Nation, and for you to turn out to be as sweet as you are too, awesome, man. World Series champ and World Series great guy champion for me.
Steve, I got to tell you, I've always idolized you as a kid. Winning that World Series for our city when I'm 11 years old. And you were always my idol as a player. But I got to tell you, man, when I got to know you as a human being, that's when you really became my idol, brother. Really. One of the most genuine, kind-hearted people I've ever met. It's an honor. It's an honor to call you my friend. Appreciate it.
Awesome stuff. As we go to the third, some local and national celebrities, including Garth Brooks, Randy Baumann, our buddy Mark Grant, Uke. Always had some not only kind words, but tremendous sense of humor. He's going to be on the cleaning crew. He said he might see you in Pittsburgh. Cleaning crew for the Browns and the Steelers. And Jimmy Crenn, local celebrities. Jose Peraza.
This is just Friday. There's no way I'm going to be able to function tomorrow. But you guys that put this together down there, all of you, I can't thank you enough. This is so special for me. And I want to get to the talent part of it too, because the thoughts and the expressions, but it doesn't happen unless people work very hard to do this sort of thing. And it's you're making it pretty special, and you're going to make it very special for me to get through the next 6 innings.
Yep, only the beginning. Steve Blass, final telecast on AT&T Sportsnet. We were saying he will, of course, be on the field. The pregame ceremony honoring Steve. The dual bobbleheads given away thanks to Guardian Protection tonight. First 20,000 fans, 7:05 game, but we really encourage you to get here early to be on hand. And then Steve will have a chance to work again on Sunday, his final radio broadcast.
Wow.
By the way, next inning, a buddy of yours is going to stop in. Bob Walk is going to spend an inning reminiscing. And you think you have it tough. He's not going to be able to get through the next inning either. Come out to the park again tomorrow. First 20,000 fans get the broadcaster player dual bobblehead Steve Blass, thanks to Guardian Protection. And be sure to get here early for those pregame ceremonies celebrating Steve Blass. Go to pirates.com/bobbleheads. In fact, you should be here to honor Steve. He is, after all, according to the mayor, it's his day. So why not be here? And again, you haven't seen the bobblehead.
It's hard to sign it because of the wonderful sign of Guardian. But I've learned, being up at the Guardian headquarters, I can sign the top of my head. It's the only surface available.
Wait a second. So if you run into Steve, he'll sign the top of his head. You mean the hat, Steve?
No, I'm going to demonstrate.
No,
I'm going to demonstrate how I can do this.
Uh-oh.
No, this is my head. It's not Joe Block's head. But we can do this.
That's really good. How about that? Nice, well done.
It looks like they're preparing for surgery. They've outlined the areas they want to go into. By the way, thank you, Guardian, for sponsoring the bobbleheads, and I had a wonderful time visiting their headquarters. A bunch of...
I heard you had a great crowd.
Great crowd, energy. We had a lot of fun, told stories. They liked them. They gave me more response than you've ever given me for my stories, because you've heard them 600 times.
So let me thank Guardian Protection for that, for the good response you gave Steve. Thank you for picking me and others up, being a better audience than we have been in the past.
Well, after you hear the same stories for 50 years.
That's right, and let's hear from some more folks. How about some of the Pirates coaches?
But from 128 to another 28, I want to say thank you for allowing me to share the time in the jersey that you're so special and had so many memories wearing that jersey as a Pittsburgh Pirate, being a lifelong Pirate.
One of the best benefits we've gotten the last few years having you in spring training. To listen to those stories you're able to convey, the life lessons you're able to share, the heartfelt passion that you have for the game of baseball and the Pirate organization has a lasting impact and imprint upon my heart.
Hi, Steve. Congratulations on your 60th year as a Pirates. We want to say thank you and wishing you good luck the rest of your life. And we want to also say thank you for your role model and all the good advices you have given to us throughout this year. We have learned a lot from you, especially to love the Pirates, to love the game, to respect the game, and also to have a lot of passion for the game that we all love. Thank you, and we wish you a lot of happiness the rest of your life.
Congratulations on your retirement. I consider it an honor, and I am humbled by your friendship. You've taken me in the last couple of years, which has been tremendous. You showed me a lot of things, enlightened my life. I really feel honored to be a friend of yours, and I know you'll have many, many happy days after your retirement. I hope you don't drive Karen crazy, but I know one thing, that you affected a lot of people in the Pittsburgh area on and off the field. Congratulations, my friend. I will miss you terribly. Good luck.
Well said. Pirates pitching coach Ray Searage.
Greg,
Best wishes, Steve. Happy retirement. Thanks for the memories.
Love you, Steve.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't want to sit here and slobber for 6 innings, but I'm sorry.
Go ahead. That's what it's all about.
I'm unapologetic. I never, ever could conceive of this exchange. Goodness.
And Jake Elmore, don't call me Adam, singles to right.
Thank you, Jake.
Yep. Talk about perfect symmetry. Our producer, Adam Elmore, and wouldn't you know it, Jake Elmore has the first hit. It all fits.
Thank you, Adam.
It's one of your favorite sayings. It all fits.
It all fits. Connect the dots. Oh, my goodness. I've got to laugh. If I don't laugh, I'll cry.
Well,
my goodness.
You can do both.
Yeah, and you're enjoying every minute of it, aren't you?
I do. I love it. Yeah. I've loved every second of it. I loved being alongside to watch it. See you handle yourself with such grace. As more Point Park University tweets. Good idea. Bring extra tissues tomorrow. It's a very good idea.
I'm going to bring a beach towel.
Hashtag Blass60.
See, 2 years ago, I didn't even know what hashtag meant.
You still don't?
I'm not sure.
And a base hit. How about Eric Gonzalez, an 11-game hitting streak? Well, now, Stephen Brault, it's his last start. They're down 2. This would seem to be an obvious bunt situation, but Stephen Brault is hitting .325. So do you let him swing away?
No, you bunt. The game is more important. I mean,
well, yeah.
In the big scheme of
things.
I'm saying,
but a hit can score your run. That's my point.
Well, yeah.
But he is bunting. And it's a good one.
Perfectly.
Yes, gets him. Sacrifice. Perfectly done.
Gently down the third baseline. No contest.
Kevin Newman, how about another big fan of Steve Blass? Oh my gosh, Ricky Saflinski. He has been around a long time down there, and he is as big a Steve Blass fan as any of us.
How about that, Rick? You're the man, man. You are one of the reasons that coming to this ballpark is fun.
Yeah.
You are.
Infield back will concede a run. Strike one on Kevin Newman. Newman struck out looking in the first. .308 average on the year. Newman with just 3 hits in his last 26 at-bats, following his 13-game hitting streak. Still not only among the top rookies in hits, but the top 10 in hitting. Brian Reynolds Pirates have not made it official, but you can't imagine he'll play any of the remaining 3 games, so he'll, for all intents and purposes, finish at .314. Very strong, of course. 16 homers, 68 runs batted in. For that rookie. 7th in the league in hitting. Kevin Newman 8th. And we've talked about this before. It's been a long time since you've seen 2 National League rookies finish in the top 10 in hitting. And there's ball 4. And Pablo Reyes will come up with the bases loaded.
Pablo Reyes, he does not get cut short. I mean, he turns the bat loose. He's not the biggest guy in the world, but he's got a big swing.
He swings the shillelagh.
Uh-huh. He wields a wicked stick.
Yep. He whips that thing and it
a lot of bat speed.
Velocity, yep. Broke his bat there. Heading for the plate, and a nice play there by Suarez. As that ball was pretty much taking him to the plate.
Yeah. Would you agree, Greg, that he's got 49 home runs, so that gets your attention, but he does not get a lot of headlines, but Eugenio Suarez can play baseball.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
With a hit,
yeah.
with a stick. On the run, perfectly, not only chest high, but on the correct side of home plate, so there's no traffic issues.
Jake Elmore erased. What a year for Suarez with 49 homers, 103 RBIs. Looking for 2-out action from Adam Frazier. These Reds have lost 4 in a row. The Pirates just swept the Cubs. Cubs and Cardinals playing an important series for St. Louis, kicking off tonight, as the Brewers and Cardinals are now battling it out for the National League Central. The Reds, Hall of Fame broadcaster Marty Brenneman is not making this trip in. He came in April and said that he would not be coming to Pittsburgh the final trip, so his final broadcast was yesterday afternoon as he said farewell to Reds fans after 46 years as a Reds broadcaster.
And I watched some of that on tape, Greg, and he had a lot of difficulty getting through it, and did as the professional that he's always been.
Popped up, and there's Suarez. Pirates aren't able to cash in, and they still trail 2-0 after 3.
It's time for the all-new redesigned Toyota RAV4 Thinning. Toyota, let's go places.
And welcome back. It is 2-0 Reds as we head to the 4th inning here at PNC Park. And yeah, oh, that's an idea. Steve Blass for president. Yeah. Steve Blass fans for Steve Blass weekend here tonight, tomorrow night, Sunday afternoon. His final telecast tonight, his final radio broadcast on Sunday. Aristides Aquino. We were hoping we could get this guy in for maybe a half an inning. He's been awfully busy, and he's a friend of Steve's. It's Bob Walk.
If I'll go see the dogs, I'll come see Steve.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on? Every time I look at my video screen over there, I always see you guys talking.
You didn't hear about the announcement.
What's going on tonight?
You're not going to believe this.
No, what?
He's retiring.
No way.
Yep. Yep.
When did this happen?
Well, it's going to happen. Sunday's going to be his last game, yeah.
Oh, Steve.
Yeah, I decided, a couple weeks ago.
You'll be all right. You'll be all right.
I'll be.
That's what I was wondering about that out there. Like, what was that all about? Now I know.
Yeah. I thought it was an anniversary of the 1960 Pirates. That's coming up next year.
Yeah, it's coming up. Yep.
60 years with the organization. We're calling him a quitter.
You're a quitter.
Yeah.
Never knew that. That was even in you. You've never been a quitter until now.
Yeah.
Well, we called you in here because you and John and Steve did a telecast together down in spring training a couple of years ago, and you guys had such great fun. As you told us that you would.
And ratings, too.
Oh, yeah, ratings shot up.
I remember that,
yeah.
yes.
But we've had other people throughout the year sit in with us, and we thought, my gosh, when do Steve and Bob ever do a game together? Well, very rarely.
Well, when we do, there's none of this stat stuff going around. I know that.
There's not.
We talk baseball.
Yeah, I know. I understand. Yeah.
We did one in Kansas City, and there was a ground ball to second. And Bob says, "You going to say anything?" Because we usually don't do any play-by-play. I said, "Well, they can see it. They can see it." We got through it.
Well, we heard Teak. We had some of Steve's teammates greeting him, well wishes, and so on, and Teak talked about how Steve basically set the roadmap for him as a player. And I think you would say the same thing about a broadcaster. You kind of followed in his footsteps.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll go back to when I was playing. You know, back in those days, we didn't have two buses. We had one bus, and then it went to this A bus and B bus. Yeah. And so there was this, a mixture. And Steve and Rook would ride over there where the players are, and tell jokes and stuff. And that's the first time I spent a lot of time around Steve, and it was fantastic hearing all the stories and stuff. I'm a big baseball guy, growing up watching the teams from the 60s and early 70s, and I mean Steve was right in my wheelhouse. I mean that's when I fell in love with baseball, is when Steve played.
And then so as a player, yes, but then as you became a broadcaster, he helped you along the way too, didn't he?
Oh, didn't he?
There was a time he actually traveled.
Yeah, he did. He used to go on the road. You know where he helped me most was he used to help me take money from you on the golf course. You remember that, don't you?
No.
You remember that, Steve?
I do remember it a lot.
You're breaking up. You're breaking up.
Breaking up?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
No, seriously, I could not have ever asked for a partner, a color partner, to be better than Steve. I mean, they don't make them anymore. I'm sure.
Yeah.
He's just like a big brother to me.
Yeah.
Well, we've had a lot of fun, haven't we? I mean,
yes, we have.
And
we're going to have some more fun.
Yeah.
You're not going anywhere.
Yeah, I know.
You're going to be up at the top of the hill over here. You're going to come down the incline and see us.
I will. I'll get a zip line or a jet ski to get across the river. But the stuff at the cabin, we played golf. We played golf on the road. Getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning and get a car and go play golf somewhere in Houston.
We did do that, of course, a whole bunch.
But these pants I have right here.
Yeah,
I got a pair.
They're frayed on the bottom.
Yeah.
You know what I have planned for these?
Oh, golf.
They're going in a fire pit.
Golf then fire.
I was looking at these today. I like, well, I have the bottom. I can't wear these anymore. Look, they're all frayed up here.
Can you lean back a little more?
No, I'm not leaning back.
No, don't do it.
That's not going to happen.
You made a pretty good buck in this game. You can get some decent pants.
Yeah, you would think. Well, these are going to have to be sacrificed to the baseball gods.
Yeah, well, it happens.
I hope it's warm that weekend.
Oh yeah.
Because it'll be warm around the bonfire. Any bonfire that Greg's around is going to be warm.
Yeah.
Make certain of that. How about do you guys remember the tour you both took together? I think I might have been tagging along, watching you two as we toured.
Like a little kid.
Watching what you two
Our
guys
puppy,
did.
little puppy.
I was the puppy.
Yeah.
And this ballpark was just a shell.
Oh my
The
goodness.
winter before we went down to spring training.
Yep.
This ballpark opened up in 2001.
I think I came over here twice with Steve. Once it was just normal weather, and once when there was a lot of snow.
Yeah, we were throwing snowballs to see if we could hit the mound. Or
we wanted to see. We were officially the first two guys to throw a pitch in this ballpark. They were snowballs, but they were pitches.
Yeah. And I think we threw them to where approximately where Billy Murillo works.
Yeah, right off the edge, right about there. There were no, the upper deck was just a flat, like an aircraft carrier. There was nothing up here.
And that was it was a great look.
Ball 4. 2 aboard. Bring up Michael Lorenzen. Starting in center field. Yeah, here we are.
Yeah, this was the good weather tour.
This was a good weather tour. All that steel.
Dugout area. 7089 P2. You too can build a stadium. Those are launchers right there for the rockets.
They're throwing the stones in before the snowballs. Isn't that something? That's in 2000, then that's got to be in 2000.
Yeah, there's piles of dirt right next to the river.
Incredible.
That spot right there, we didn't know at the time. That's where all the the home runs bouncing on that sidewalk we were going to be talking about for the next 20 years.
Short porch and right.
Yep. Whoever came up with the idea of putting it here, I mean, what vision they had.
And you go back to Sophie saying, we should have our own ballpark. And everybody laughed. And this is what it's become.
I hear you're mayor until midnight, right?
Well, I think his day's
mayor
tomorrow.
for the day. Oh, tomorrow. Oh, you start though.
Yeah.
In about 4 hours.
Yeah.
Start
your day.
Yeah,
Steve
it's going to be
Blass Day.
Steve Blass Day.
That's right.
That's so proclaimed.
Key to the city type stuff.
I'm hoping that you guys will dress appropriately. Nice suits and stuff.
Yeah. It'll be
Absolutely we will.
the
It's going to be 86.
Yeah, the hottest September
ever,
28th ever. And we're going to be suits and ties for you.
Yeah.
Because we know how much you love suits and ties.
Yes.
and I thought I would get away with it, but I never really have, of wearing the same necktie one whole season.
You did do it once.
You did, the green and blue one.
I did. I got away with that. But how about when I can wear a pair of tan jeans for a whole homestand? I think that's a personal favorite, too.
Oh, yeah.
Well, have you done that before?
Just about all the time.
This is day 4 for these.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Okay. See, this is why we get along.
He has taught me very well.
I can see that.
Very well.
You have turned into Blass. We kidded about that. You have taught him well because he has turned into you, Steve.
Karen says, you cannot go to the ballpark like that. You've worn those pair of pants for 2 weeks. I said, they look decent.
Who's going to know? Although
they look decent.
I didn't spill something at dinner on them right here.
Oh, that's right. They got another good few days in them.
They're going to the burn bin anyway.
Yeah. He'll be burned up. Lorenzen strikes out. That's 7 now for Brault.
Well, here's what we're going to probably do.
That's what we're talking about. I think that was a tie. I got so sick of it, I cut it off at the end of the year.
Gone. Three Rivers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was one of my best ties.
Not anymore. It's not.
Well,
gone.
took care of that.
Look how wide those ties are.
Oh, yeah.
They cover your whole chest. Like a chest protector.
Yeah.
But think about how many, the three of us, John came in and it was the three of us and Lanny for a long time.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
I saw that picture that you guys showed a couple of innings ago.
Oh, we had the long blue denim shirts.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the work shirts, yeah.
You and I look like children
It's
in that
unbelievable,
picture.
I know. As you said, Steve, that wasn't taken last week.
No, not last Thursday. So much over there. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. We all went to the same store and bought those.
Yeah. That morning.
That was a good team right there.
Yeah, McKechnie Field.
Good team.
The team was together for a long time.
Your hair was a little darker then, Robert.
Little bit.
So was mine.
Yeah.
I remember calling you Robert all the time, too.
I put some highlights in there.
Yeah, I understand.
Since then.
Hey, by the way, speaking of broadcasters, we've heard from players, personalities. How about the broadcasters for Mr. B?
Steve, I want to take this opportunity to congratulate you on such a tremendous devotion that you've had to the Pittsburgh Pirates organization as a player and as a broadcaster and as an ambassador.
I want to wish you all the best. You've been a great friend for all these years. And, you've earned it. Go down to the beach, enjoy your life, have some fun. You're the best, Stevie.
I thoroughly enjoyed my time sitting next to you. My friendship with you means a lot. I'm so happy that you're able to go out on your own terms. Many people in this business don't get the opportunity to do that, but you've been the best ambassador for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Not only were you a hero on the field, but you've been one off the field for so many years.
You're a wonderful man. You're one of the funniest humans I've ever met, and one of the most competitive guys I've ever met. And I always enjoy that next beer that I'm going to have with you. So good luck with your retirement. I've always appreciated everything. I think you've been first class ever since I've got to meet you, and I will certainly miss you on the air and off.
I came to the Pirates, and you were immediately welcoming, and you have all the years in baseball as a player, as a great player, and as a broadcaster. And you didn't have to usher me in the way that you did, but immediately I was a friend, and that means so much to me, and always will.
Steve, you've been an unbelievable, wonderful part of my life. I thank you so much for everything. I know that you're still going to be around constantly. We'll probably be seeing you every day here at the ballpark. Thank goodness for that, because I truly love you, and I just am so grateful that I got to spend all this time with you. Keep going.
Well, we fool around a lot, man. We fool around a lot, man. You mean the world to me.
Hey, did you notice that shirt? Wearing it right here.
Right over your heart.
Yeah, they never wear out.
That's right, they're iron.
Thanks.
Hey, I love both of you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Love you.
Bob, it means a lot, man. It means a lot. You and your family.
Get out. Go. Please. Okay. So, Stephen Brault, meanwhile, has struck out 8, by the way.
I don't know, but I gave up on my scorecard.
Good. That's, yeah. It's a good
Giving
thing.
up on my dignity.
One away on the broken bat, ground out.
I will promise you I'll keep a complete card on Sunday. I promise you that. I will. I'll keep a scorecard.
I don't think you should. I really don't. I don't think it's necessary. Let's put it that. Unless you want to, I'd like for you not to take for one game, not do a card at all.
Okay.
I mean, let's just sit here and watch the ball game together.
Talk some ball.
Let's talk. Good talk.
All right.
Good talk.
Good talk. Yeah.
Good talk.
Bob Walk is something. Just when you expect him to keep a light tone and everything,
exactly right.
He hits you with that, and then it just reminds you of the people that we cross paths with.
So good, so good.
Yeah, he's from California. I'm from Connecticut. What's a lot of things have to align for us to wind up working together. And
I'm amazed at the. Joe's relatively new in the scheme of things, but he's a perfect fit. But I think in the broadcast business, it's hard to gather 4 or 5 personalities together to do their jobs. I mean, each of us has our own individual style, but. Me aside, I'm amazed at especially 3 former, very successful professional athletes, Steve Blass, John Wehner, and Bob Walk. 3 of the best human beings on the planet. It's unbelievable. I mean, no egos. It's great. It's just, and you led the way. You absolutely, as Teek said, the roadmap. I've said that too about you, that there can be no excuses for any professional athlete in my mind to not sign an autograph, for example, for a young kid, not answer a question by a reporter because you set that standard because of what you did in your career. You were absolutely one of the best couple of pitchers in the league, especially that 5-year stretch from 68 to 72. And then to have what happened to you, and yet to be as graceful and as professional as you were and continue to this day. It's remarkable. It really is.
Well, it's an unbelievable combination. You know, I don't go on the road, but I watch the games. I don't watch every inning of every game, but and I've told Bob this, and I've told John this, that I see things. I learn things, you know, because when I played, I didn't pay attention to the rules, the strategy. I just pitched. And now, you know, I'm a storyteller, but you know, John and Bob have the great stories too. It's not just the strategy and the stuff that goes along with it. These guys lived in that atmosphere. They've got all kind of stories. So it's not just that they're the nuts and bolts and I'm the storyteller. That's not accurate. They have the stories too, and it's just, I listen. I like the stories, but I learn things. I learn about why they double switch, or why a guy is shaded that way, or they're going to attempt to do a certain thing defensively. And when I've been around the game a long time, and I can learn because they're that good. And I mean, it's great. I think we got a great mix.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, I want to make another point. How many? I don't even know how many outs there are.
No, but it's on the. It's right there.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have the scorecard.
You don't have to say it. It's there.
But I do want to make the point also about people that go up through the ranks to earn their jobs as broadcasters that haven't been handed jobs. Bob and John and I were handed jobs. And I know you guys, all you play-by-play guys, you weren't handed jobs. You lugged the stuff around, the minor leagues, the cases, the equipment. And I know in some markets, the guys that did that are not all that enamored with ex-players getting handed jobs. That's never been the case in this city. From Bob Prince to you guys. And I have unbelievable respect for somebody that earns their way up, because I played minor league baseball and earned my way. So I have a lot of respect for guys that are in this industry as broadcasters that have worked through all that stuff and have gotten to the big leagues, because there's only 30 jobs like that. And so I never lose track of that.
After the stalling single, Elmore grounds out. We're through 4. It's 2-0 Reds.
Ball on AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by First Energy. The future of energy is getting brighter. See how at firstenergycorp.com. And by the law firm of Bordas & Bordas. Bordas & Bordas, fighting for justice. Let's go Bucks!
And the MLB Ballpark app will complete your next visit to PNC Park. Buy and manage game tickets, redeem special check-in offers, access exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. Stephen Brault back on the hill here as we go to the 5th inning, that 2 spot in the first. He has struck out 8. On the UPMC scoreboard, you see those 2 runs have held up. Anthony DeSclafani has been even better as Brault makes his final start of the year. Talked about that at the outset, that he would love to follow in the footsteps of Mitch Keller, Dario Agrazal, and last night Joe Musgrove. All strong final starts. Alex Blandino batting 9th, a National League first baseman. That is noteworthy. And he walks on 4 pitches to start the 5th. It brings up Jose Peraza, and now time for T-Mobile's connection to the game. Some news and notes. Felix Hernandez said goodbye, made his final start last night. He'll be a free agent. Really struggled the last 2 years. King Felix in Seattle last night. Left in the 6th inning to an adoring crowd. Max Scherzer will be starting the wild card game against the Brewers. It is the Brewers. And 301 home runs this season. No major league club until the Twins this year had hit 300 home runs in one season. And still need to find out who's going to win the National League Central. And a base hit, 1st and 2nd. or maybe third. Yeah, he is going to head to third. And mistake made by Pablo Reyes. He has not played many games in center field. There's a mistake. He knows it. Throwing toward third base. Takes the double play out of the equation. Alex Blandino moves to third. See, Reyes looked like almost immediately realized that mistake. Starling Marte has been out for about 3 weeks. Brian Reynolds, we mentioned, is out now. The groin discomfort. Allegheny Health Network Supermo, and yep, realized it. With nobody out now, and 3/4 of the infield back. Jose Osuna will play at the edge of the grass. Philip Irvin has walked and flied out. Reds look to add on. They're trying to win their first game in Pittsburgh this season. Pirates have had the most success against the Reds of any other opponent, going 11-5. Of course, these two clubs, David Bell, remember the fight that took place earlier this summer. David Bell went after Clint Hurdle. When Amir Garrett, the pitcher, charged the Pirates' third base dugout, and all heck broke loose, and David Bell, who had been ejected earlier in that ball game, in no time made his way onto the field. Went after Hurdle. He was restrained by some other players, but then Major League Baseball handed out some severe penalties, suspensions. And now 3-1. There's Amir Garrett. Reds are 73-86, and that's up the middle. So Blandino scores, Peraza will score. It's a 2-run single for Philip Irvin, and a 4-0 lead for the Reds. Philip Irvin starting in left field. Drives in his 22nd and 23rd runs of the season, right up the middle. And scoring both Blandino and Peraza. And still no one out. Bullpen phone might be ringing. Third time through the order, Ray Searage is out, and Clay Holmes will start the toss in the pen. Well, we've got a big day of action here tomorrow on AT&T Sportsnet, starting at 12:30. The Pitt football team hosts the Delaware Blue Hens. Then at 4, the Pens host the Sabres in preseason action at PPG Paints Arena. And be sure to tune in at 6:30 for Pirates pregame before the Bucks and Reds. We will bring you the entire on-field ceremony honoring Steve Blass. So it is indeed a full day of sports tomorrow. And on the mound for Pittsburgh, James Marvel, looking for his first Major League win. The Reds have not announced their starter. Eugenio Suarez, 49 home runs for the third baseman. Second to Pete Alonso, who, by the way, earlier tonight, a few moments ago, hit his 52nd home run for the Mets, which ties the Major League record. Aaron Judge 2 years ago hit 52. And now for Stephen Brault, kind of a Bizarre line. That's 9 strikeouts for Stephen Brault. Allegheny Health Network Supermo as Brault punches out Eugenio Suarez for the second time. First time looking in the first. New career high for Stephen Brault. Strikes out Suarez. 3 straight fastballs. Aristides Aquino, the rookie, has doubled to right and walked. Last time a Pirate left-hander had more than 10 strikeouts, Francisco Liriano against the Brewers 3 years ago. He now is at 9, and over 85% of the time tonight. Now there he goes away from the heater as Aquino was fooled on the 2-0 pitch, 2-1, but talked about that a bunch after his Rockies start. First, 69 pitches against the Rockies, September 1st. Runner goes, and it'll be out of play. So Francisco Liriano, the last lefty with more than 10 strikeouts in a game, July 21st, 2016 against the Brewers. And Brault, a pitch away from reaching 10 strikeouts for the first time in his career. Just his 35th Major League start tonight. Did he go? Yes, he did, and there's 10. 10 strikeouts. 2 outs in the 5th inning for Stephen Brault. This is just the 4th breaking pitch he's thrown tonight. Threw a changeup earlier in the count to Aquino, but here strikes him out with a breaking ball. Phillip Ervin has 4 steals in 7 attempts. 4-0 Reds as they bat in the 5th. Stephen Brault is due up second in the bottom of the 5th. You see with all the strikeouts, his pitch count up to 94. Scott is up there making sure that count is right. Scott, roving cameraman.
Let's go, Bucks!
Thanks, Casey, up there. The Coppers K-zone. 1st and 3 with the Reds. And Reyes will make that catch. But the Reds add to the lead. It's 4-0 halfway through it.
Pirates Baseball on AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by Barrel Auto, online or in person. The new Barrel.com, the customizable way to buy your next car. And by Allegheny Health Network, official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates and fans like you. Let's go Bucks!
And first pitch swinging, and Eric Gonzalez is 2 for 2. That batting average keeps climbing, and he keeps getting playing time with all the Pirate players that have gone down. They're needing healthy bodies, and Clint Hurdle, the hug, that means Brault is done, at least on the mound. He'll let him bat. Brault will end with a career-high 10 strikeouts. Looks like he's trying to convince Hurdle to let him go back out there. Brault is going to swing away down 4. Talked about Hunter Wendelstedt earlier. He is the crew chief. No swing on the appeal. Steve made a visit to the suite a moment ago, and there's a base hit for Brault. Gonzalez heads to third, and the throw there is going to be off the mark. Brault thinking about going to second. He will, as the Reds just let the ball sit on the grass. Nobody moved, so Brault took advantage. Suarez and the pitcher, DeSclafani, how about that? Brault gets the hit. Brault gets the hit, does not move until now as Cora pointing at the ball. Look at that, Suarez that is unbelievable. Suarez didn't move. Wow. So Suarez will be charged with an error. And another look at Brault. If there's one weakness in the Suarez game, it's that glove. 17 errors. As Brault notices third base coach Joey Cora pointing at the baseball. He's laying on the grass, unattended. Now it's second and third. For Kevin Newman, chance to cut this in half at least. Three balls, no strikes. Three and 0 the count. Second and third. And a drive to left. It is deep to the wall. Clear the deck. Cannonball coming. Kevin Newman makes it a one-run game with his 11th home run of the year. Single homer. It's 4-3. Starling Marte out of the dugout. Newman's first home run in September. His last one was at Coors Field in Denver, the end of August, as the fastball is up, and it's up and out on the Allegheny Health Network Super Bowl for Kevin Newman. 11 homers now and 62 runs batted in. Mitch Keller a hug for Brault. Boy, Brault out of the ball game from a pitching standpoint, but gets the hit, and which will be his 14th hit of the year in 41 at-bats.
What happened there? I went down and talked to the guys in the dugout.
Well done. What took you so long?
Well, I was down there coming back up. Did the talk do any good?
Look at the scoreboard.
Oh, yeah.
All you got to do is
I spent a lot of time with Newman.
Okay.
Yep. Well, that's...
Check your scorecard.
Okay. Let me look down in section 315. Well, that's good. Nothing like a three-run home run.
Single, home run. Trevor Williams has to admire what Brault has done at the plate. And we've got, oh, look at this. A delivery. Look at this. How about that? Is it your birthday? What is this?
We held it down for how long you guys have been here.
Friday Night Rocks. Friday Night Rocks.
Rob King and the Fort delivering ice cream on Steve Blass's final.
What? All you can do is give him a chance to do the right thing. That's all you can do. Give him a chance to do the right thing. I mean,
well done, Rob and the Fort. Now, you haven't had a chance to talk. You did before the game. Or no, after the game, you're both going to talk to this guy? Okay. You want to hand them some hankies? You're gonna need some hankies for the Fort and Rob, because we saw pregame Stan and Michael talking to Steve, and I think Steve talked about it too on our open, that it's just kind of finally hit him that this is it. This is final telecast, is a final radio broadcast is Sunday, and that's not too good. That's
10 good.
10 good.
Lovely bouquet. I'll tell you, this the night gets better and better.
Home run, ice cream, you got it all. Strikeout there of Reyes. That's just the first out of the inning, and the third K for DeSclafani. StatCast AI, powered by AWS. The projected distance, 398 feet, and where it was located, that exit velocity and launch angle, that would have been a home run in every ballpark.
Yes.
You have to like that.
Oh, yeah. Number 11 for Kevin? See, I don't need a scorecard.
I told you.
I could hear you. I could hear Joe.
That's not 10 good, that's 30 good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of the lines we get, maybe not you, but we get lines from the truck. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're very helpful. And they're a lot better than my lines. Yeah.
Pete, Tyler, Adam, they feed us a lot of these lines. They're like, they're comedy writers is what they are.
And we're like lip syncers.
Yeah, well, we're like,
singers.
yeah.
We just mouth their thoughts.
To a degree, like Conan O'Brien, I guess, you know. Although he writes a lot of his own material. Steve?
Yeah.
Steve?
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Get back to us on that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, give me a minute.
Yeah. Back-to-back Ks after the home run. And we'll bring up Jose Osuna down one. Yep, tomorrow night. Last bobblehead, and we'll honor him with our pregame ceremony.
You know, I've got to be honest. I went down the half inning. My whole family, my friends, my high school coach, they're down in the box. Thank you again, Chris Surkoch, for that. And they're having a wonderful time. They're watching the game. They're reminiscing. So I had to go down. My daughter-in-law made a wonderful present to Karen.
Oh, that's great.
So thank you, Adam, for recess here at the AT&T Sports High School. Always my favorite subject, recess.
Yes. Thanks to Joe Bilodeau, by the way, lets us know that those gentlemen we've been showing on occasion, fantasy campers, Randy Steer, Ty Smith, big Steve Blass fans, of course. Who isn't? Not just tonight, every night. There they are. That fantasy camp is such a big success, thanks in large part to certainly Joe Bilodeau and Kent DeColvey and Steve Blass, his...
Also a former camper, Bob Marcinetti.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful letter. I mean, just wonderful letter. He's a former fantasy camper. Bob Marcinetti had been there, I think, 8 or 9. Yeah, 9 fantasy camps for Bob. And those guys are terrific. They're baseball junkies. They love the game. Yeah. They come down and they play a whole week of games, and they're major leaguers for a week. And they get the trainers from the major league team. They get the clubhouse guys. I mean, it is, if you love baseball, it's the place to be for a week.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And a called third strike on Jose Osuna. More sentimental thoughts. Congrats for Steve from Current Buccos.
Steve, I want to congratulate you, man. 6 years with one organization is absolutely incredible. You know, the things that you do for the guys in this room are things that, you know, we'll carry with us throughout the rest of our careers. You know, it's going to be pretty tough to top what you did that year in the World Series. But getting a chance to sit and talk with you about it and, you know, learn some of your experiences, some of the things you went through have helped me tremendously in my career. So I'm very grateful to have crossed paths with you and got to work with you for a little bit, and best of luck.
Hey, Blass, congrats on 6 years. Congrats on your retirement. You deserve it. It's been great getting to know you over the past few years, and always love talking with you and getting to know you better. Congrats.
Hey, Steve, congratulations on a great career. It's been an honor to have you for the years that I was here playing, and I wish you nothing but the best in the rest of your endeavors.
The sport is truly going to miss you. I know the clubhouse in Pittsburgh is going to miss you. Your smile and your charisma is unmatched, and you're just such a sweet human being outside of your inappropriate jokes. Thank you for all the time you spent with us.
Hey, Steve, congrats on a great career. You obviously had great moments on the field, great moments as a broadcaster, but more importantly, I think you've made some great relationships. You're an ambassador for this organization and for the city. You were one of the first people to give me a call when I got called up. You call me after my good starts. You leave me voicemails. We've done panels together at Pirate City, talked to young kids that just got drafted. I can't think of anyone better to represent the city and the team. Good luck in your retirement.
Hey, Steve, congrats on 60 years. The booth is going to be a lot better without you. Worse without you.
See, that's why I like Stephen Brawl.
Stephen Brawl gets it,
Yeah.
That's great. Oh, that's great stuff. Former Buccos,
good.
Neil Walker and Garrett Cole, along with some current Pirates.
It means so much from everything, from people I work with, the people that are current players. This is my this is a scrapbook for me tonight.
Here's Clay Holmes following Brawl to win 5. Trevor Williams will pitch on Sunday. Tomorrow, James Marvel. By the way, it's overwhelming, I would imagine, for Steve. Being a friend of Steve's to be kind of a conduit to some people. We set up a hotline, a telephone hotline for folks to call in and leave voicemails for Steve, and hundreds of people the past few days. That is a fair ball, just barely touching that line, and it will be a soft leadoff double for Kurt Casale. It's a third double by a Red. And again, this is kind of like the first double of the ball game. The first batter, Jose Peraza, hit a slow ground ball inside the third base bag, and this soft serve just on or inside that line. Now Michael Lorenzen. Strike is called. The 0-1. The ball's 1 strike on Michael Lorenzen. Lorenzen is starting in center field. The pitcher, Michael Lorenzen, this is his 5th start in the last 12 games. Pirates began this year in Cincinnati, and Lorenzen came in the ballgame late as a defensive replacement. Got an idea of what David Bell thought about Lorenzen's abilities as a two-way player. I guess you could say he's kind of the Stephen Brault of the Reds.
Okay, that's the lounge box where all my folks are, and the guy in the red sweater with a black pirate cap is Ed Kirby, my high school coach. He's 91, and we got a lot of all our friends are their relatives. Now they know they're on TV now.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for showing them.
That's cool stuff. Strikeout of Lorenzen.
Yeah, thanks, David. Yeah, his friend Tom. That's so good. That's Nyla. That's David's wife. She just presented Karen with a wonderful a ring that got the birthstones of all her grandkids, and yeah, Clemente picture in the background. Yeah, it all fits. Thanks, guys.
What a great family, and that is so cool to see Coach Kirby there.
Yeah.
That is unbelievable, incredible.
I just said you kicked my butt for 4 years all over that high school field because you knew that it would be tough for me when I got to be a professional. I love him to death.
It is so remarkable. I just don't think we pay enough attention to the fact that 3 guys from that school, that small little school in Connecticut,
and they're all related to Karen.
That's hilarious. Yeah. Karen Blass, or Karen Lamb.
Her brother, her cousin, and her husband.
John Lamb.
All pitch for the Pirates.
John Lamb.
Yeah, Tom Parsons.
Tom Parsons.
Yeah. And her other brother, Art, who had better stuff than any of us, signed with the Pirates and hurt his arm.
There's Dusty there, right?
Yeah, Dusty with the 28.
Yeah.
And that's
Steve's, one of Steve's 2 boys.
That's my granddaughter, Nicole. Ed probably knows I'm talking about him.
Holmes facing the pitcher, DeSclafani.
Ed Kirby's 91. His wife is 90. They just came back 3 days ago from Spain. One of their grandchildren got married.
Wow. Two and two. DeSclafani struck out twice against Brault. Leadoff double for Casale. Got him again. The pitcher goes down for a 3rd straight time on strikes. Well, this week, new edition of Inside Pirates Baseball. He brings his 60-year career with the Pirates to a close. Steve Blass recalls an on-field memory that towers above all others. That story and more, plus top plays debuting tomorrow after Pirates postgame tomorrow night. Of course, that story of Steve and his father who jumped off the Pirate dugout roof at 3 Rivers.
And that catch, too, by the way. You know, you get a good jump on the ball, you can run him down.
That's impressive.
Yeah, you run down the ball, you got more speed. Outrun the baseball. How about Michael McHenry and Rob King bringing us up the ice cream? Gesture.
As you said, you're just giving them a chance to do the right thing.
Yeah, that's all you can do.
I thought maybe
then
Robbie.
It's up to them. Yeah.
Robbie and Smikowski, I think it's his birthday today.
Happy birthday, Rob. Why don't you bring me up a gift?
Yeah, where is Robbie? A lot of streets named after Robbie. Doug Johnson also celebrating a birthday. Boss man.
AT&T Sport. Happy birthday, Rob.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, any gift you have for me? I mean, I'll have your gift tomorrow.
I'm sorry, the connection's fuzzy. What'd you say?
Yeah, breaking up.
Yeah.
One more time?
Yeah.
Breaking up, Steve.
Yeah, I understand.
He's working on the ice cream that you didn't deliver him.
As you're chomping away on ice cream and cookies.
Yeah. Well, that's what it's for. That's what the ice cream and cookies are for.
Hey, Robbie, what do you think of... now, we got 2 outs, but not fair to ask Robbie, but we heard from Bob. We've heard so many others, and we'll ask Robbie when we come back about his thoughts regarding Mr. Blass. Maybe
we'll ask
if he
him.
gets some ice cream. Maybe.
We'll ask him, maybe.
Yeah. A lot of streets named after him, you know.
Yeah, sure.
There's Steve in 71 with his dad. 4-3 Reds go to the bottom of the 6th inning. The fireworks barges are ready. It's a fireworks night. And let's go back downstairs to Robbie.
Yeah, so a couple things, Steve. Number one, I'll never forget the first thing you ever said to me when I set foot at the old McKechnie Field in spring training, March of 2013. I can't repeat that for television, number one. Number two, another thing is just what the reaction was like when I asked people, current players that we walked around and talked to, Bob Uecker, Jim Palmer, Gary Thorne, many of the people we have heard from tonight, when I asked them if they had time to send a message to Steve, and they stopped and they looked at me. I said, Absolutely. No question about it. And that kind of says all you need to know about what your reputation is around the game of baseball. And I'm just quite flattered to be a part of it for 7 seasons. In addition to all the funny jokes, as Garrett Cole said, none of them, very few of them we can repeat on live television right now.
All of them.
Tell me one right now.
No, I can't, Robbie, but thanks for the kind words.
One thing I will really say, whenever I needed advice or had a serious question, you were never hesitant to sit there and listen and give a word, and I'm very thankful for that.
Well, Rob, thank you. You've become a friend. We share a lot of light moments and have a lot of fun, but I really appreciate what you've done putting part of this together. I know it took a lot of people. I know you were part of it, and I can't tell you how much this night means and has meant since I arrived at the ballpark. You've been a part of that, and I'm glad there's been a lot of these phrases. I'm glad our paths have crossed.
Steve, you know, you're the second funniest guy I've ever met in my life. You know that? Everybody else is tied for first.
Perfect. I like it.
I love you, Steve. You're the best, man. Seriously, I will treasure our friendship forever. You're my neighbor in Mount Washington, and I am taking you out next week, my friend, on the town.
Yep.
You're
How about
buying.
That? Wow.
I will. We're gonna have a pub crawl on Mount Washington.
We are going to do that. Anybody in Mount Washington, any of our neighbors want to join us, maybe we'll let you know, but there's a good chance to see us floating around
but the
up
crawl,
on the mountain.
stay away from the edge of Mount Washington.
Yeah.
Bring your wallet, Steve.
Hear that, Steve?
No.
Didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Now Kramer toward the gap in right center. He leads off with a base hit. Pirates down by just 1. Nissan Road ahead. Pirates finish out the 2019 season right here tomorrow night. Talking about Steve Blass night and the dual bobblehead giveaway. James Marvel to make his 4th Major League start, hoping to end on a winning note. And the Reds will send TBA to the mound. Trevor Bauer will start on Sunday for Cincy against Trevor Williams. Pirates down by 1. By the way, as we were chatting in the top of the 6th, Josh Van Meter pinch hit for Alex Blandino, and he stays in the game to play first. Jacob Stallings, 1 for 2. There he is. We're talking about the messages we've gotten. Again, fans have been calling up that Steve Blass greetings hotline. We've had people tweeting out all season long, but especially the last few days. Steve's gotten phone calls, we've gotten texts and so on, and people wanting to pass along well wishes, watching tonight, wishing they could be here. John Patera, Inez Farraco, David Volk, John Gracie, John Mercurio, Doc Emmerich, to name just a few. Tommy Sant, Bob Duff, Harold Balk.
Bob Duff, Bob from Atlanta, our buddy.
Mark Norelli, Kevin Gamiter, Dave Kilpatrick. And the list goes on and on. People watching tonight wishing they could be here in person, but enjoying watching this. Yep, it does feel like that. DJ Boyle, more Point Park University tweets, thanking Steve for the wonderful memories.
I wish I could sit down with each and every one of you and thank you personally. It just means the world. You've given me a night I will never forget. I will not forget this. You know, Greg, and I want to go back to spring training, too, because the folks down in Braden, the organization and the city, what a wonderful night that was to kind of kick off the celebration. And it was just such a fabulous night, and much like we have here tonight.
By the way, here's Coach Kirby.
Ed Kirby married Karen, and Karen's maid of honor at our wedding, Donna Carley, and she's visiting us. Thank you. So these are snapshots that I won't forget. I couldn't have dreamed of anything better than this.
And first and second, and of course, the Pirate win would just be the topper tonight. As Jacob Stallings is 2 for 3, and another tweet. Some great thoughts from. How about this picture from Ryan Bolton?
Spring training in Fort Myers,
the 71
Florida.
Pirate souvenir book.
Yeah. How about those mock turtlenecks?
Very, very stylish yet understated.
Yeah. And I'm a little bit over my skis with that young lady right there.
Yeah, oh my gosh, what a great lady, I'll tell you. She is absolutely.
Where did you find this? Oh, the souvenir book.
Yeah. This is what Twitter does for you.
Oh my.
And
more. Oh, they won the mother-child tournament at
Chris
South
and
Hills
Karen?
Country. Yeah. They won it 2 or 3 times.
Oh, there they are.
Fort Myers. Stylish yet understated with a deep V-neck.
Yes.
Yeah. That's one of my favorites there. And that's when we first went to Anna Maria Island. And that's Karen with our friend Joe, who is engaged to our granddaughter. Yeah.
How about John's got that, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for what you do, John. Yep. You're a part of this whole family.
More family photos of Steve Blass as DeSclafani exits. New pitcher coming on.
Pirates Baseball on AT&T Sportsnet is brought to you by the Chevy Colorado and your Western PA Chevy dealers. And by Sheely's, furniture, appliances, mattresses. The best things in life happen at home. Let's go Bucks!
That iconic shot, of course, last out of the Game 7, 1971 World Series. Bob Robertson. Little did Robertson know that he was about to carry Steve for a while.
Yeah. I think that's Ed Sudol in the background.
Yep. Sudol looks as happy as anybody.
Yeah.
And there's the shot, the paper. The next day, they did it.
They did it.
Bucks win bundle. That great 71 series. And tonight's Barrel Automotive League leader stat, the pitchers with the best opponent batting average in World Series history. Look at that. Minimum of 15 innings. Steve Blass.
Wow.
Over Randy Johnson, over Madison Bumgarner. Dutch Leonard.
I've not seen that one before. You know, I'm not a big stats man, but I kind of like that one.
I know you're not really big on stats. Can we show that again? Just in case we missed it. Jake Elmore 2 on, no one out. Facing Robert Stevenson.
You'd like to have that pitch back right there, a breaking ball right in the middle, staying upstairs. Somebody sent me a book once, Greg, and it was a small book, and it was about World Series 7th game winners. And they had a list, and I made that list. Very proud of that.
That's great. Well, to this day, Steve remains, since divisional play in '69, the only National League pitcher to pitch a complete Game 7.
Yeah, last one. Nobody's done. And, you know, we're in the era of bullpens, strong
yes,
bullpens.
That's right. Yeah.
And
you wonder if that'll ever happen again, to be honest with you.
So somebody asked me about, in baseball, I said, no, Jack Morris.
Yeah.
And I think 91 or 92, yep. 10-inning shutout.
Yep. Well, you're the last National Leaguer. Again, since 1969. And now 2-2.
But it's hard for me to feel anything more pride than being with one organization for 60 years. I mean, It doesn't
That's
happen
what's
a
so
lot.
great. Yeah.
And,
It doesn't happen in life in
Yeah.
any organization. Just tremendous. And it's going to continue, which is even better. Pretty well toward right center field. Well, how about Michael Lorenzen?
Yeah, he measured it. A pitcher out there by resume.
Elmore flies out to deep right center.
Interesting too. He wears number 21. He's a great
Yes,
Roberto Clemente fan and done a lot of research. And it's great to have a conversation with him about Clemente. Got hooked on him early, and his respect and admiration has carried on.
And he wears 21 with a lot of pride. Elmore drives it to the right center gap. Kramer to third. One out. And now Eric Gonzalez.
Good save. One-run game. That important defensive move. You know, with Karen's family being such a baseball family, two of the brothers signing contracts with the Pirates. The oldest brother, Pete, could have signed a contract, decided to go to UConn instead. So when we got married, we thought we were just going to raise bonus babies. We had babies, but we're still waiting for the bonus. But, very proud of the two boys. It's Chris on the right and his buddy, cousin Richie on the left. Eric Sherman.
Steve, with all this free time that you're going to have, it's time for a sequel. Another book, Steve. It's time. Now you can really, really let your hair down. Well, not quite, but congratulations, Steve. So happy for you. Enjoy retirement. You deserved it. 60 great years.
Eric Sherman co-wrote that book with Steve. Just
he worked so hard on that because I didn't have any clue how to do it. We spent hours upon hours on the phone. I would be like all afternoon and then go from 1964 and come and broadcast a current game against the Cardinals or something. Talk about going from one point in time to another.
He just pieced it all together beautifully.
He did. He worked so hard and researched it. And
A Pirate for Life. That book's still available, I believe.
Yep, Amazon.
Yep. And Eric has gone on to write some some New York Times bestsellers now about the '69 Amazing Mets most recently.
Yep, a book about Mookie Wilson that was so well received in New York. And he's his first book was a book about Glenn Burke of the Dodgers.
Yes, that's right.
And then I was the second, and he's just used those two as a springboard.
I happen to be out in New York with Eric and Tim Neverett. Eric is Tim's good buddy, former Pirate broadcaster. Tim Neverett is now doing Dodger games. And just talking about that first book that he wrote, and I said, you know, a guy that, if you ever want to get back into writing, who has toyed with the idea, and he's talked to potential co-authors, writers with him, is Steve Blass. And we talked for, my gosh, a couple hours that night, and boy, he made it his mission. He was going to convince, because I said people have been trying to convince Steve, and he's no one's been able to do it, but he got together with you, and it just felt right. Broken bat, soft liner to second, safe there, and a runner will break for the plate and will score to tie the game. Kramer scores as the ball got away at first base. Jacob Stallings diving back to the bag. There was the ball. The first baseman Van Meter and Stallings arriving at the same time, and that error will tie it at 4.
Here's how it plays out. The line drive, and they think they got to play at first base, and you see the ball just trickle away, and that's the instinct that you know they can't possibly get to it and make a play. That's that early read. Once you make the early read, watch this, and he knows he's got room. That's that gut feel. Go quickly. Don't take time to think about it.
Need 4. Peraza charged with the throwing error. Second error of the night for the Reds.
To get back to that book, Greg, because I always wanted to write a book, and I thought, I had kind of lofty expectation. George Will is a great baseball fan, and John Grisham is a great. And Eric told me, he said, yeah, they're great, but there would be a degree of themselves in that book. He said, if I do it, it'll be all you, and that kind of swayed me, and he walked me through it.
Corbin Joseph, it's a high fly ball to right. Makes the catch.
New ball game.
More former teammates chime in about Steve Blass.
Steve, you're retiring. You deserve it. I'm surprised you did it as sooner as you did, but I'm glad you did because I want to get out there on the golf course and get some of that money you made.
It's now time for him to go out and play golf, enjoy himself, and do a stand-up routine if he would like. But I really think there will. I mean, always will consider Steve Blass a real close and good friend of mine.
Well, Steve, congratulations. 60 years in baseball. It's a long time. You deserve it. Good guy. You've been a pro for a long, long time, and I love you, and you're a funny guy. I always tell you, Steve, you could go to Vegas on a one-man show and make people laugh. He's the funniest guy in the world, I'm telling you. I've done fantasy camps, and he is a riot. And if people have not seen that of him, should see it. He's a riot. He's a good guy. And good luck. God bless you, and you're the best, Steve.
I think you're one of the best teammates I ever played with. Character, person, and so much fun. You helped me out a lot by watching you, the things you did, like you told me, the same person that talked to me talked to you, Stargell, by how he carried himself. He brought this team together, and the camaraderie that we have, there's no other team like the Pirates, no other alumni like the Pirates, because of guys like you, Willie Stargell. We love you, and we hope you have a great, great retirement. You deserve it. We know you're always going to be funny like you are, and you always, get together when we can. And it was a great ride. Thank you.
Great stuff.
How well spoken was that from Rennie Stone?
Gosh. Again, from the heart, not scripted, so sincere, and this is our image. Folks at AT&T Sportsnet have created this look, StatCast, helping us out there.
Greg, I can only hope that when these guys, if they retire and I get a chance to return the thoughts and my feelings about them, I hope I get the chance to repay what they've said with some words of my own, how I feel about them. It's like our movie. I've run out of words.
I ain't got the words. Tie game in the 7th. Jose Peraza at the plate against Richard Rodriguez. Hope you're enjoying as much as we are being here to enjoy Steve's last telecast on AT&T Sportsnet. We're glad you could be with us. You know how much you've enjoyed watching Steve on the mound, and look at this deflection. Well, how about that bounce?
5-3, the old trick play. He took a shot.
Seems fine. And just off his foot.
They say there's no luck in baseball. I think there's a little bit of luck up there.
There's good and bad.
Yep.
Richard Rodriguez, a smile for Eric Gonzalez.
Zach.
How about him wearing that? That's what makes Zach so good.
Well, wait,
That's
hold
so
on.
special.
Hold
You
on.
know, he is something else.
That's a minor league. That's a
Deep
minor
to
league
left.
jersey.
Yeah, nice catch made by Jake Elmore.
We've seen him run down some balls, haven't we?
Yes.
Well, you got a chance if you don't quit on it. He didn't quit on it.
You know, he's 32 years old. He's played parts of a few seasons, different clubs in the big leagues, and getting a chance because of all the injuries here in September to try to show the Pirates or other teams he's still got some skills that can help a club. Richard Rodriguez appreciates it.
I'll tell you, the size of that glove, I used to say that took 2 cows to die to make that. That's a lot of leather. And he clamped on it and kept it. Yeah, that is it's a minor league jersey. It's from Columbus, the Columbus Jets. So I appreciate the intent. Yeah, but it's not it's not big league.
Oh, it's major league. You kidding? That's a
it's AAA.
Oh yeah, it is AAA. Yeah, sorry.
Columbus, yeah.
But again, you appreciate that gesture.
It is a nice gesture.
I mean,
yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Who else has a Blass Columbus Jets jersey? Other than our man Zach.
I'm going to give you an A for effort, Zach.
There you go.
Yeah.
Can we see the front of that, Zach?
Yeah.
Zach,
yeah.
Button up next time, Zach. You're on TV.
You're in the big leagues.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I'm going to give you an A+.
How about that?
That's right. You know, I've done. I've worked on the runway. You know, I've done.
So you
fashion
can work with
stuff.
Zach, can't you?
Yeah. I'm going to have some time, Zach.
Yeah.
I'm going to have some time. In fact, stop in when you got less time.
Good talk.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sure Zach feels better. I feel better. I feel better for Zach. This will be an interesting pitch selection. Well, you might have a center fielder come into pitch. You got a position player that's warming up as he loses Suarez. It's not all bad with 2 outs to get on the other side of
How crazy
Suarez.
is that? The center fielder just, rather than go into the dugout, goes over to the bullpen.
A pitcher by trade has been moved to center field, and now he's going to work in this ball game off the mound again.
Look forward to the Hold True moment later in tonight's game as you enjoy your Miller Lite. Whatever you got. Steve, how's that ice cream looking, by the way?
Mine's gone.
What's that?
You never touched yours.
That doesn't look very good.
It doesn't look good because you didn't go after it.
Good to see Zach back. He left the booth momentarily.
Yeah. Sometimes just you lose track of your responsibilities sometimes.
Yeah, it happens.
It's a long season. Yeah. He'll come out of the gate strong next year.
Well, yeah, after working with you all winter.
Well, yeah. Yeah, it goes without saying, but thank you for saying it.
Yeah. One televised moment stand out for you as this is your last telecast. You have to, not now. You got a couple innings to think about it. But I wondered, Steve, I don't think that I've ever talked to you about the last game at Three River Stadium. I was fortunate enough to be on the television side with you, and they brought in Nellie King, which is a great touch of class.
Yes.
The former Pirate pitcher and longtime broadcaster with Bob Prince. It was October 1st, 2000. Last game ever at Three River Stadium. And so here I am in the booth listening to you and Nellie, reminisce about those Three River Stadium days was just tremendous.
And I used to talk with Nellie, and I used to talk the last couple of years I played, and we talked about the possibility of working together. And it never played out, but I wish it had.
7th inning stretch, strike 3, short break, and then the crew wishes Steve well.
Back at you. We start off working together and we become friends. Now I got to go back to work.
Steve's doing his 7th inning toss down. He's obviously concentrating a whole lot on that. He's caught up in it. It just tells you how much he loves to make people happy. That's the first and foremost on his mind, is making friends. And here's that, there it is, the iconic shot.
One last one.
There we go. He'll have a.
I'm going to throw your ice cream down. No,
whatever you want to do. He'll have his final toss down on Sunday on the radio side. A rare treat to have him do it on a Friday night. And we now move to the bottom half of the 7th as Michael Lorenzen, the center fielder, comes in to play to pitch. And a new center fielder is number 34, Brian O'Grady.
Thank you to all the folks at
that was neat.
A&T. Yeah, it just keeps getting better and better. We had a great party the other night, and for you guys to get organized and put all that together, again, it's part of tonight's scrapbook. I will sit down and put my feet up a lot of times thinking about tonight.
Anybody recording this at home for you so you'll have this, or no?
Well, Karen was supposed to, but she and Donna walked out of the house without their game tickets.
Oh boy, without setting the Betamax, yeah.
Yeah, get reel to reel.
VCR.
Well, the great thing is they're all watching it in here, but I'm going to get somebody will give me, please, somebody send me a recording of this.
I think you'll be able to get one. I don't think you have to worry about that. Yeah. Folks at AT&T Sportsnet will take care of you.
Yeah. See, I can be the most knowledgeable person and the most naive person you've ever met.
Well, that was pretty naive right there.
Yes, I know.
You're on television. The crew everybody on this crew just wish you the very best, and you're saying to the audience, somebody send me a tape.
Yeah. Nellie King always said, "Don't ever lose the boy." Well, I did right there.
Oh my gosh, no. That's one of the reasons you're so special. You never lost the boy. And
I remember seeing for the first time Clint Eastwood saying, "Don't let the old man in."
Yes.
That's basically what that's saying.
Yep. It's a good lesson. They'll have a DVD for you of all those greetings. They'll compile that along with the game, of course, because you can watch them separately. And you are going to want all the hankies you can possibly find for the end of game video that Tyler Graham put together. As Newman bounces out, and here we are. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Hopefully the Pirates win in regulation, but you're going to want to stick around to watch. I mean, he does incredible work, Tyler Graham. I think for me, this might be his best piece yet. He's an artist when it comes to matching video and music, and he's done that with Steve Blass. And of course, he's got a special love in his heart for Steve Blass, as we all do. So you're going to want to stick around for it for sure.
It's hard for me with all this love coming in, Greg, that this is the last television game I'm going to do. I mean,
it hasn't set in.
I haven't wrapped that around my head because I'm here at the ballpark and we're watching a Major League Baseball game, and this is it. This is, I mean, wow.
Well, I think the neat thing about it is that, a lot of athletes can't leave the game, no matter what sport, on their own terms. Some do, many don't. Retire at the prime of their lives, the best part of their game. I think it's great that you're doing it in your prime. I just think it's so cool. And we've talked about, I just think one of the great stories of friendship of all time, we've talked about it so many times, is Joe Gordon, the longtime PR man for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and his best buddy was Myron Cope, the longtime voice of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Myron asked him over lunch one day during the offseason. They would, of course, go out together quite often, and said, if it ever gets to that point,
tell me,
don't let me be a babbling idiot, Joe. Huh? And I think they might have gotten a piece of Frazier. Did. Yeah, double way. Huh? So, sure enough, a couple of years later, they had lunch again, and Joe said, it's time. It's time to, and Myron just walked away. I just think that's great. But it's not that case with you. It's not that it's time. It's your time because you want to spend more time with your family, with Karen, your grandkids. You want to travel and have all the free time, and you deserve it.
Yeah, and people ask me why I'm retiring, and I can talk about the ball game as different, but the foundation of why I'm retiring is that Karen has been there every step of the way, day and night, the good times, the bad times, the really tough 2 years on our family, and it's my turn. It's my turn. She's got some physical issues. She's here. She's moving around. She's okay, but I can really be a help to her, moving us both around, and it's my turn. It's kind of as simple as that. And also, I want to go out while I'm healthy. I don't want to be sick and say I can't do it anymore, and then leave and not be able to do anything. So I can still do things. But that's basically it. But I'm going to sit up there on that mountain. It's going to get to 4 o'clock, and I'm going to say, why am I not going to the ballpark? I mean.
It was weird when you weren't.
I'm going to feel left out.
It felt weird when you quit going on road trips.
I'll never forget walking down the tunnel, and you guys went straight ahead to the bus, and I took a left and went to the garage and got in my car. And I really struggled with that for a while, and then it got real good. I came to terms, understood the whole deal, why that was the best decision, and it's worked out beautifully, and I can't thank the Pirates enough, because that's not an automatic thing. So, hey, you can do just home games. That's complicated.
Yeah. Well, how many years ago was that, by the way?
2005. And the other side of that is we got a good sense of John Wehner.
Yeah.
Because of that. And John's a champion.
He's good. He keeps getting better.
He's good. He keeps getting better. He's worked his tail off in a lot of aspects of his life, going to college and working, playing in the minor leagues and working his way up to the big leagues, and he's become a very good broadcaster. So the residual effect of that is that we got John Wehner, and that's a plus. And I just think the world of John.
Well, they thought he might go. He does, and he is caught stealing. That little swim move around the attempted tag of Peraza, but it is a caught stealing, so Frazier is retired. And speaking of Karen and the boys, Steve, how about that at a family day at Three Rivers Stadium?
Yeah, father-son game. They were the best. 4-4 as you take a look at the UPMC scoreboard, and the Pirates are now accepting deposits to become a season ticket holder for the 2020 season. Get the best seats at the best prices. Don't miss next year's big matchups. Yankees, Cardinals, Cubs, Red Sox, and more. Pirates.com/season tickets or 1-800-5 I'll be here. I will be here. Greg's not here right now, so, he takes a break whenever he wants to. He's a voice. He can do that. So we're going to take you through whatever. This is the top of the 8th inning, 4-4 ball game. I do not have a scorecard. Wow. There's the logo. You can't miss it when you get off the elevator. taking a lot of photographs with a lot of people in front of that. Francisco Liriano on to work at the top of the 8th, this 4-4 ball game. And yeah, Greg, nice to drop in.
Well, I just ran into Jeff Brantley.
Okay.
Talking about how tough it was
for
yesterday.
For Marty.
Yeah, for him.
Oh, for Jeff. And for Jeff.
Cowboy. Leadoff hit for Iglesias. Yeah, Marty Brennaman, the Hall of Fame broadcaster, retired after 46 seasons, and yesterday they paid tribute to him after the game and on the field. They invited the fans on the field. They're tearing up that field at Great American Ballpark. And Marty was touched, of course, and his partners talked to Jeff Brantley, who worked alongside him for a number of years in the radio booth. Chris Welsh, who does TV games. Talked to both of them tonight, and they said it was tough.
So much respect for Marty Brennan. So much respect. He called it as he saw it.
Yeah. Yep. Very little gray area. Yep. For Marty.
Yeah.
And this one belongs to the Reds. His longtime call for Reds victories. David Bell in his first year as skipper of the Reds.
Didn't Marty replace after Al Michaels left? Al Michaels,
that's right.
The NFL broadcaster. Al Michaels, probably a Hall of Famer in every possible concept that you can do, and he left, and Marty stepped in, and the Reds and the city of Cincinnati better for it.
Well, it's a 3-0 count now on Kurt Casale. Liriano, first year as a full-time reliever. Of course, it was Liriano who pitched that wild card game against Cincinnati, and there's a 4-pitch walk, 2 aboard with nobody out. And 2 on, nobody out. Stallings going to pay him a visit with a runner at second now and nobody out. And here, a Pittsburgh sports history tweet talking about Steve in the broadcast booth. It's Tom McMillan, who's been the longtime PR man for the Penguins now, but he was a writer for the Post-Gazette for a lot of years. New job with the Pirates, puts Blass in the broadcast booth 20 times this summer. Will work selected road games, trying to make sense of the young new wave baseball team in town.
You know where that article was written, or we did the interview, the base of that? On the top deck of Froggies.
Oh, really? Well,
how about that?
My gosh.
The landmark watering hole of Pittsburgh.
During the day or evening?
Yeah, in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Yep.
How about that? Yeah.
Tom and I sat up there.
Gosh.
And, in fact, we had a chance to reminisce it because you and I with Mike Fetchko and Tom were over at Point Park College earlier this year.
Yep. University.
Yep. I shouldn't say that. Yep. You're a graduate. My wife is a graduate. Point Park University.
They're great. They're great people. We just had Point Park University night here a couple nights back, and Mike worked a lot of years with them, as has Tom.
Not having gone to higher learning, I sometimes confuse college with university.
So in some trouble here with the now pitcher, Michael Lorenzen. Started the game in center field.
This is a pitcher that doesn't bunt.
Nope. And up the middle. And a base hit. And Iglesias will score, and the Reds have the lead once again. Michael Lorenzen with his 9th hit of the season. 45 at bats, picks up his 6th RBI. Five-4.
Could have used that ground ball right at somebody, but it gets through up the middle. The Reds take the lead. And they're still very much in business with 2 on, nobody out, and a 1-run lead.
Christian Colon will pinch hit for the center fielder, O'Grady. Mariano chance for 2. 1, they won't get 2. Very aggressive slide there from Lorenzen.
Yeah, and a high chop that Liriano had to kind of wait for. At that point, it didn't look like a high percentage chance to turn it 2. There it is, the chop. Takes a while to come down. He's got to turn all the way around.
He might have had trouble getting the ball out of the glove and a grip on it. So instead of going across the bag, Newman is standing on the bag. Not getting help. That works Supermo. Joe Musgrove likes that hard slide by Lorenzen.
You know all the rules around the business at second base, Greg?
Yep.
Well, I asked Maz about that. He said, you know, if a middle infielder is good enough to get to the big leagues, they should know how to get out of the way. And you just saw an example of how to get out of the way.
Yep. Another pinch hitter, Kyle Farmer. That's for Josh Van Meter. Casali and now Colon, the runners. The Reds with the lead once again, now in the 8th, up 5-4.
Now we really need the ground ball. An extreme shift. I mean, it just looks like there's so much open dirt over between first and second. See that expanse there is 3 defenders between second base and third base. Down and away. That always interested me. What you play them to pull and then you pitch them down and away. I never really understood that.
So pitching them in, change up away.
Maybe it's because it's a change up, and maybe they know he likes to swing and try to pull everything, turn it around like that.
Yeah.
I mean, this stuff is not done without research. I mean, they use the shift when they've got enough evidence that it calls for it.
Yaxel Rios up in the Pirates bullpen. Here in the 8th inning, down 1. Final Friday night of the year, a fireworks night. Then tomorrow night, the dual bobbleheads, Blass bobblehead giveaway. Steve Blass pregame ceremony before the game. Sunday afternoon, a kids' Sunday. Take the strikeout.
Yeah, big.
And we're talking about Sunday. It's the last kids' day of the season, the last game of the year. 3:05 against the Reds, a 3:05 start. All kids 14 and younger get a Kids Pirates backpack thanks to Chevron and the Children's Museum. Go to pirates.com/kidsdays. That's a 3:05 start, 3:05 Eastern across baseball. They decided to go to a unified start time a couple years ago, and that's worked out quite nicely. They check the races, and all teams playing at the same time. And the Brewers are leading the Rockies 2-1 at Coors Field in the 5th. They're in the top of the 4th in St. Louis. The Cardinals and the Cubs are scoreless.
Not anymore.
No.
Cardinals.
No, you're right. Bang. Just, yeah. Chop to third. And that'll do it. But the Reds take the lead. Go to the bottom of the 8th inning, 5-4 Reds. Tonight's Allegheny Health Network injury update. Colin Moran, we mentioned at the outset, out for tonight, probably done for the next 2. He's been hampered lately by some hip discomfort. So another player that probably will finish the season on the bench, as Moran had a solid year. Jose Peraza going to move out from second to left. Philip Irvin will move from left to center. Christian Colon stays in at second, and Kyle Farmer remains in the game at first. The Pirates down a run, and Jose Osuna leading off against Michael Lorenzen. First 6 innings spent out in center field. And line towards center. And a good jump on it. Irvin makes the catch.
Hit it right on the button.
One down here in the bottom of the 8th. That'll bring up Kevin Kramer, who started the 6th inning with a base hit. And hopefully the Pirates can rally here. The Reds looking for 5 outs.
You go back to that inning, back-to-back singles to start off the inning, and then couldn't come up with anything out of it.
Yep. Steve, I know we're talking about some of your favorite telecasts and discussing that last game ever at Three Rivers, which was exciting, emotional. You were in the booth with Nellie King. John Wayner hit that home run.
Oh, my goodness. I remember you and Bob Walk were dancing. Yeah, it was a great day. It was a great day.
Last home run ever at Three Rivers Stadium. Then this place opened up. We showed video of you and Bob checking out the place before it was completed. The winter, before the 2001 opening day. Do you remember opening day here? Do you remember the coming out under the dugout when it was completed after spring training?
Yes,
that's one thing I won't forget.
Yep, we were in the third base dugout. Yep. We got off our buses, and so many of us just took a beeline to get down in that dugout and walk out up the steps, dugout to field level, and check it out. Couldn't wait to get off those buses.
Including the players. A lot of the players just and jaws dropping everywhere, looking around in awe.
Of course, it's hard not to select the blackout game. I mean, when you think about things that happened in this ball,
these Reds,
I have never ever seen that in a sporting event. I've seen World Series, Stanley Cup, Super Bowls. A city just locked up with this baseball team that night. It was incredible.
October 1st, 2013. That was something else.
I remember coming from Cincinnati to unveil the Maz statue or the Stargell statue.
Probably the Maz statue, because the Stargell statue would have been up over the winter, I think, right?
Boy,
yeah.
It was down in the cul-de-sac where the Maz statue is.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think I remember flying up from Cincinnati when the Stargell statue went up.
Well, the looks of those statues are something.
Oh, they capture the ball club. Down this way, you got Honus Wagner and Maz. You got Clemente and Stargell up there. It doesn't get much better. The placement even works.
And Kramer is the second out. Brings up Jacob Stallings. This ballpark, you've said it before, Steve, this ballpark is gorgeous anytime, but when it's filled, it's prettier than ever.
Yeah. That is an amazing baseball crowd.
Amazing. And more amazing, nobody went to any concession stands.
No.
They just stayed to take it all in. You could have gotten you're first in line if you decided you wanted something to eat or drink that night.
And then the also the All-Star games that have been here.
Do you remember anything about your first? Well, you mentioned earlier about being in the booth with the gunner Bob Prince, Dave Justy at times, Willie Stargell, and then you, of course, and Mike Lang. We had a great visit with Mike earlier this summer.
We had more fun.
A couple of years cable games, and then, of course, spring training. Always a lot of fun to, relaxed atmosphere down in Bradenton.
Yeah, you guys gave me all kind of grief because I made a statement one time. Well, there's 3 phases of spring training. There's the excitement about the arrival, then there's the downtime, and then the escalating energy and excitement.
Anticipation, yes.
Yeah. So there's three segments, and you guys just crushed me with that for 5 years. Yeah. What aspect are we in now? Are we in just the latter part of the early stages?
Phase, the middle phase, the grinded out phase.
The belly of
yes.
spring training. Yeah. Yeah, I paid for that one.
What's your favorite thing about your years as a broadcaster, the part of broadcasting that you've enjoyed the most?
The stories. The stories to kind of talk about the charm of the game and the essence of the game, that it is a game, and the stories, I think, define our game somewhat.
Stalling is bouncing it weakly to second. Pirates will have to hope to rally in the bottom of the 9th, because after 8, they're still down 1.
There's a drive up the middle. Hernandez in back of the bag. He's got him. Jesse Hernandez. Look at Blass. Blass has pitched the Pirates to the World Championship. The Pirates, 2 games down, have come back and become the 5th team in World Series history.
And just like we promised, the Miller Lite Hold True moment. Kurt Gowdy with the call. National television, of course, the Game 7.
What a day. I mean, what a day. It's a day you dream about, and it's everything you could have possibly dreamed about times 10 to have that moment. You talk about a hold true moment.
1971.
You can only dream about it. And I'm running over to first base, and I don't know what the emotion, just the release of being in that bubble for 9 innings. And you know what I did? And I mentioned this in my book. In the 7th inning, we're up 1-0. And I went out to pitch the bottom of the 7th, and I worked fast. I was hyper. And I picked up the ball, and before I threw a warm-up pitch, I just took a walk around the mound and looked up at the stadium, because nothing intrudes when you're working. I said, I don't know if I'll ever be here again. I wanted to take it in. And I made just a walk, circled right around the mountain, and then went back to work. I am so happy I did that. I'm so happy I did that. I've got that image of that, the whole setting. And it's incredible. And then we go through all the ceremonies, and Clementi's over doing his thing, and I'm doing my thing with our writers and everybody and doing interviews. And we get on the plane. We get on the plane after winning the World Series. Vera and Roberto are sitting up ahead of us, and we haven't taken off. I'm sitting by a window a couple rows back, and Clementi gets up out of his seat and comes back in the middle aisle and says, Blass, come here, let me embrace you. I mean, I couldn't get out of there fast enough, and he gave me a hug, and I just held on. I didn't say one word, and I'll never forget that moment. I'll never forget that moment. Roberto Clemente got out of his seat and came down and wanted to give me a hug, and those kind of things. And then the other thing that is a subtle thing, I spent a lot of time with Maz, and Maz had very high standards of how he felt about professionalism, and he had ideas about pitching and hitting and all those things, but he didn't throw them out there just to be heard. Maz told me after that World Series, he says, now you're a pitcher. He says, you're really a pitcher. He says, anybody can pitch when they're behind in a big game. The pressure is on the guy who has the lead. And he said, you had the lead all day long in the 7th game of a World Series. That made me feel like $1 million that I heard that from Bill Mazeroski.
Kramer makes the catch in front of the Clemente wall.
Yeah, I mean, that's the release is incredible because you've been so locked in and so focused, but it all lets go. And then Doc Ellis, that was a playoff game, I think. No, that was in the series. That was, I'm not sure, but Doc, I wish people had had a chance to know Doc better. He did a lot of things to get a response and get and intimidate people, but. If you got down and dirty with Doc Ellis, he's a pretty. I thought my relationship. He was a pretty decent person. There's great stories. You and I have a great story about a clubhouse meeting in Montreal with Danny Murtaugh on the pitchers, and it was, and I can tell it. We were struggling. Our pitchers were terrible. Our starters were off. So Danny Murtaugh calls a meeting in Montreal, and so. He gets up and says, if you guys don't straighten out in this rotation, somebody's going to the bullpen. Doc Ellis got up and says, well, who's going to be the one that's going to go to the bullpen? Blass ain't going to the bullpen, and Moose ain't going to the bullpen, and the doctor ain't going to the bullpen. Murtaugh started laughing. He started end of meeting. He couldn't continue, and Doc was a little more emphatic with the language.
Yes.
But I don't.
That's the essence of Doc there.
Yeah, and the doctor ain't going to the bullpen.
That's beautiful.
Oh God, and you could use slang, but I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But that was the essence of the story. Just the characters we had, and the personalities came out because we were good.
Yeah.
If you're not good, it's not all that much fun. But these guys could play. Hebner would scream at Ellis. Ellis would scream back at Robertson. Justy would talk in Italian to Clemente. Clemente would answer in Spanish, and then Dave Rick would say, "You're both wrong" in English. I mean, and it was just open season. It was so profane. If you had walked into that clubhouse, you think these guys hate each other and the insults, but we were tight. And you come out of that clubhouse door, and it was a group, and those guys could play. They could play. Bill Verdon said the '72 Pirates, perhaps the best team he'd been around. And Bill Verdon did everything in baseball. And Bill and Shirley are here this weekend from Missouri.
Wow.
I get goosebumps. I've got
Unbelievable.
goosebumps right now. And,
Jeez.
I just thought the world of Bill Verdon.
That tells you what Bill Verdon thinks of you.
Well, yep.
To be here.
And Bill Verdon had the best of me and the worst of me. I won 19 games for him, and then he didn't know what to do with me. And it never wavered that he was in my corner. Never wavered. Tried everything he could think of, the bullpen, and just the whole essence of Bill Verdon, to me, was how he acted toward me and with me the bad season, '73, after I'd won 19 games. And that's all I ever need to know about Bill Verdon being the champion that he is. But all the years, all the people, all the life lessons you learn. Bob Friend, they said get involved. Be part of the major leaguer. They took me from being a ball player to a major leaguer, and that's big. There's so much difference. There's a lot of good ball players, but there's only so many major leaguers, and they helped me become a major leaguer. The responsibilities to your team, your organization, your city, your teammates, how to deal with the media, how to be involved in the community, the responsibilities you have. Boy, I learned a lot. I learned how to be a major leaguer from those guys that I joined in 1964. I will never forget that, and that's a foundation for your life, whether you play baseball or not. Have time for people, relate to the kids. The kids are the future of our game. Never turn a kid away. And I love being around the kids. Are so much fun, and they're so innocent, and it's so great. I had a 7-year-old kid when I was on top of the world pitching, and he came right up to me and said, "Do you make a lot of money?" I mean,
that's so
it's
great.
So great.
It's just so innocent.
And I said, not enough. But
that's a shot that kind of tells it all.
Yeah,
right?
check
Those
that
shots.
out. Yeah. Yep.
Game 2 of this 3-game series tomorrow night. You'll definitely want to join us. Pirates pregame presented by W.B. Mason. We'll have complete coverage of the on-field ceremony honoring Steve for his 60 years with the Bucks. Join us for the Pirates in Red starting at 6:30. Axel Rios wearing number 71.
How about that? That's that's one of those ironic connections that you can't choreograph, you can't script.
We talked at the outset about the umpiring crew, how it seems like perfect symmetry that these 4 men are on the field in Steve's last weekend in the booth. And Hunter Wendelstedt's dad, Harry, who was not only there at Forbes Field in 1966 when Harry was a rookie umpire to see Steve pitch that complete game against the Reds of all teams. And he was at first base that particular day, but he was also there when Steve pitched 2 gems in the National Championship Series against the Reds in 1972. Harry, Hunter's dad, umpired that series.
Harry and I were in AAA in, I think, 63 or 65. And, I don't know if the guys still kind of relate with the umpires. We knew the guys, and we knew their personalities, and we would imitate various the mannerisms they had. Doug Harvey, the Hall of Fame umpire, we called him the Emperor. He rang you up.
Yeah.
It was just full extension, and all the guys. Al Barlick was an curmudgeon, and he called a balk on me one time, and I started walking toward third base where he was, and he said, "You got 2 more steps. If you make them, you're out of here." And I was like a point guard in a basketball team. I didn't want to get I didn't want to get called for traveling. I was very nimble on my feet and stayed in the game.
Well, I do think it's an honor. These guys are well aware of Steve and what he's meant to the game, and that they're here.
Yeah, I'm going to stop and see Hunter, and I saw him this summer. I went out and told him it's my last year. I thought the world of your dad, and those things make both parties feel good. He felt good that I remember his dad, and I felt good that I could tell him that I did.
And that connection to the game.
Yeah, and it can be a player and a manager. Yeah, it doesn't have to be manager.
It's the people.
Yeah, it could player to umpire. It could be.
I mean, the conversation you had with Marty Brennan, we were talking about him, and we aired that interview that you did with him. We aired it yesterday on the radio side.
Yep.
And knowing he would not be here this weekend.
Right. And we talked over on the side for an hour, reminiscing about all kind of things baseball. It's a game. I guess like anything you run into or you choose. I mean, you can get life lessons. You can get relationships. So it's all good. There's a lot of good things you can take out of this game.
A couple of walks in the inning. Axel Rios, the Pirates down a run.
I was starting to tell a story about why I feel that I've been able to do this for this long. 60 Minutes, the highly related news show. Don Hewitt started that. And his broadcasters, Ed Bradley, Mike Wallace, Morley Safer, all those guys, when he interviewed him, all of them, his first question is, "Can you tell me a story?" And he said, I want the news, but I want it formed in the thing of a story. And that they've been pretty successful, that high rate. But I said, okay, I'm on the right track here. A lot of it's about stories if you can get the essence and the story built around it. So there's also all kind of aspects of a news story. And so I thought, okay, I'm on the right track if it's okay for Don Hewitt.
Well, we've been talking to a lot of people over the summer about Steve and how we're going to miss him, and a great guy, and all that is so true. But not to get lost in it is what a tremendous broadcaster Steve has been. I think that's maybe first and foremost, that I want to make sure we don't forget that I mean, you are absolutely, you're one of the top broadcasters this game has ever had, Steve. It's not just that you've done a lot of years here, but you've been really good at it.
Well,
and
I've had good
I've
teachers.
heard a lot of fans, listeners, viewers remind me of that too. So how much they love listening. You're an easy listen. The stories, yes, but you have been able to weave the stories in along with the game because you have that ability not to lose sight of the fact that the game is the thing. And what you've done is you've added to it, to the game.
Well, in our business too, if you can project comfort where people aren't sitting with their fists clenched and people are at ease listening to you or watching you, I think that's a big thing. But it's just it's hard to believe that I'm looking at the last inning here.
Yeah. Last on TV, one more on radio Sunday.
And I've kept it together because it's been so much fun to watch what our technical people have done.
The talent that they've shown.
Oh my goodness. I mean, it's just, it's dazzling. I hope people can appreciate the work that's been put into this.
And to be honest with you, Stephen, I know you agree with me wholeheartedly. It's every day. I mean, they're kind of like players, the people that are in the truck, around the ballpark, cameramen, women, everybody, sound people, audio engineers, technicians. They're here every day. They're the grinders too, and they are so good at it.
Yeah. And
they put on a show every single night.
Yeah. And their desire is to be consistent.
And
like
to be great.
Yep.
And they're great fans of the game.
And to find out, any industry you're in, the desire to find out how good you can be. And I talked to the players in the spring. I said, you've worked your tail to get here. Now don't be content. Try to find out how good a major leaguer you can be, because you don't want to sit on that back porch when you're 85 and say, yeah, I made it to the big leagues. I wonder how good a major leaguer I could have been.
I wonder.
Yeah. So find out. It may be here, maybe this level, that level, but be content that you were as good as you could be.
Tucker Barnhart is pinch hitting for Curt Casale. And despite a disappointing record, there have been bright spots for sure.
Number 55.
Josh Bell there in the middle. Ryan Reynolds next to him. One of the really great rookie seasons we've seen in a long, long time.
And I'm going to say this, Greg, too, is that if the Pirates can get their pitching squared away, and I firmly believe this, they've got a core of young players that they can build with and work with and grow with if they get dependable pitching. And whether it's the existing people or any additions, I don't know what it's going to take. I'm not a coach, I'm not a manager, but that is the foundation, because you've got something to work with this group. And I'm going to be watching it. And Joe Musgrove there, he and Trevor and some of the other guys, Jameson and some of the other fellows were so kind. Stephen brought to stand there for a moment and express some very kind words. That's appreciated.
Trevor will pitch on Sunday, final game of the year. By the way, a shout out too to Michael McHenry, who was here delivering ice cream to Steve. He and Jackie are celebrating their anniversary today. And the strikeout, good work from Rios. Well, we've got at least a half inning left. Coming up.
How about those young faces?
Who are those guys?
How about that shirt in the boiler a little bit? All right. You're going to the set position.
Three color.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard enough from Dumb and Dumber.
That's what I think of that. That was a bad tie, and now it's only half bad.
All right, Steve, to make you feel better.
There we are.
It's about payback. Blah, blah, blah.
So I'm going to go have Bob work the game tonight for you. We'll go watch Joe Musgrove. We'll honor you on your night. Yeah, just enjoy yourself.
best for the Buccos. You're looking great, by the way.
Boy.
Good to see you. Appreciate you stopping.
You're something else. What a life you have. You know that?
By the way, stop by when you got less time.
Thanks a lot.
What about that line?
If you care, prepare. That's your line. That was spring training this past March.
My neighbors didn't know what was going on. They thought I was. They actually thought you were coming there to tell me I was fired. So I was going to miss the game.
No, sir. Michael Lorenzen returns to center field. He's done it all. Started in center.
This is very tricky stuff.
Chance to get the win. How about that? Be the winning pitcher. Barnhart remains in the game. Iglesias looks for the save.
You know, Greg, we can't not mention, it's late in the game, Bob Prince one more time, because the second game I ever did with him over at Three River Stadium, you're not allowed to have any booze in the booth, of course. And so he picks up the phone in the seventh inning and calls down to the press room and said, "Send up 2 screwdrivers." I thought something was loose in the booth. We were going to tighten. And then it came up, and the only thing I could think of, there must be some kind of an orange juice shortage. The gunner, Bob Prince, one of a kind. You know, when we talk about broadcasters, we start with Bob Prince.
He's nicknamed the Gunner, and that's Gunner's Lounge here at PNC Park.
What a great. He could walk into the boardroom of U.S. Steel or a fire department, volunteer fire department room, and command the building, command the room.
Well, base hit, Jake Elmore. You knew Elmore was going to get it started.
Yep. Every night.
Doesn't matter
every night.
his surname.
Yep.
As long as the surname is Elmore, I guess it doesn't matter the first name.
That's where it
Jake,
starts.
Adam, whoever.
Yep.
It's an Elmore.
That's where it starts.
How about Jake? 2 for 4. Great catch earlier in the night in left field.
And, well, we have time, too. A special salute to Chris Surkach. There's a lot of people here from Connecticut. She helped with the housing. She helped with the travel. This lounge box, courtesy of her work in the Pittsburgh Pirates. And look at this. Chris Surkach will appreciate a tying run at second base. But thank you, Christine, for the way you did it, what you did, and the attitude with which you did it as we look at this wild pitch. That's the breaking ball that can spin backwards.
Ouch, babe. So, Eric Gonzalez now, a chance to at least tie it. Rally caps on.
Yeah.
They're 7-0 this year against the Reds here. They've won 3 straight. They just swept the Cubs. They're trying to rally in the 9th. Melky Cabrera out on deck. Eric Gonzalez has been the team's hottest hitter.
And you'll see that a good bit of the time. He's trying to push the ball at least to right field to move him over to third base. So Iglesias pounding him inside so he can't easily push the ball in that direction. Can we do the same trick we did against the Cubs and have, you know, like back-to-back wild pitches? Was that bizarre?
Very bizarre. Very bizarre. A couple of big gifts from the Cubs pitchers. And that will not move the runner. That will be the first out. Melky Cabrera will come up.
You know, we can't talk about how much I appreciate what everybody from AT&T has done without talking about Doug Johnson, Sean McClintock,
yes,
at the top of that management team. The things they've done for me outside of the game of baseball, some of the projects I've been involved with on the side.
Yeah, that's a great point, because there are people that aren't necessarily here at the ballpark every night that put the telecast on, but there are people over at AT&T Sportsnet that absolutely help run the ship, and you can't thank them enough for all they have done. And they're all, of course, big Steve fans. Appropriate on Steve's last telecast of Rally.
Yep. So many games, so many people, so many memories. The people trump everything. Everything.
We want to remind you again that we've got a really special video to wrap things up after the final out. So don't touch your device. Don't touch the remote. Scott, he's got that shirt.
Yeah, yeah. We've been spending some time together.
Yeah.
You know, here's a story nobody's heard. Pete Toma's wife Susie asked me to do a fashion show once. I went to the store and I got the best darn outfit you could possibly imagine. We went out, I think, out to St. Barnabas and did a nice fashion show. I will never forget that. Susie and I, she got me selected some clothes I've never thought about before. You know how I dress. Yeah, and I was looking clean. You know, pretty
stylish.
Yeah, yet understated.
Yes.
There's the ground ball to move the runner.
Yeah, that'll be 2 outs.
Yeah. But let me just say again, because this might end right now, this ball game. But I will be very honest, and I'm accused of not telling the truth at times accurately, but I will not remember. I will not forget this night. I will not. This is a special night for me. Tomorrow's going to be great, but my last television game. Thank you, all you guys down here, and the ladies and Diane, all the folks, Diana. It couldn't have been a more wonderful night. Simple as that. Could not have been.
Well, yeah. you've earned it. Yeah. You really have, in every aspect.
Yeah.
And it just shows you what people think of you.
Well, I will also say, Mr. Brown, that I couldn't have a better friend.
Well, you know how I feel. Just say our favorite movie is Tombstone. You and I, we talk about that line when Buffalo Creek Johnson is talking to Wyatt Earp, played by Kurt Russell, and he's about to go. Wyatt Earp is about to go that duel to the death with Johnny Ringo, and they're saying their goodbyes. And Wyatt Earp says to Buffalo Creek Johnson, "Now, when the shooting's over, you head for the hills." And he says, "I ain't got the words." Deep left
wait a
field.
minute! Wait a minute!
I ain't got the words. The Pirates just won it. Ha! Clear the deck with a cannonball. I ain't got the words.
Yahtzee!
Kevin Newman, his second home run of the game, just won it. Steve Blass's final telecast on AT&T Sportsnet. Are you kidding? Steve, this one's for you.
Incredible! Incredible! Hang on to the main yard. Unbelievable. You can't write this script. Thank you, you fabulous buccos. Thank you. What a send-off. Oh, my goodness. Hello, Newman. That is unbelievable. You talk about frosting on the cake.
It was a night for the unbelievable.
Think about the journey that young man has had, huh? That's fabulous stuff.
My goodness. Another look at the game-winning home run, his second of the game. They walk it off against Raisel Iglesias. Incredible. 2-out home run.
Unbelievable.
6-5.
Yeah. That is so much fun. So much fun. Thank you, Newman.
Wow. Just wow.
Yep. This is when it gets to be fun.
Goodness.
This is when they become kids again.
Let's hear Robbie and Kevin Newman.
Could you write a better script? I'm not sure you can write a better script for the final game on television that Steve Blass works in his illustrious 60-year career with the Pittsburgh Pirates organization. We love you, Steve. For you to do that and send that man out with a ball game like that, what does that mean, Kevin?
That's an honor, honestly. He's been doing it so long, been doing it so well for so long. Just a salute to him and a thank you, and it's awesome.
What is it with you and the flair for the dramatic and these walk-off hits? How are you doing it so much?
Just the situations come about, and I don't know, I'm trying to hit a good pitch, and been able to come through a couple of times, so, just take it for what it's worth.
How do you describe, Kevin, this ride for you individually that's been the 2019 season, given the experiences you had last year?
It's been huge for me, the turnaround. Last year definitely didn't go how I planned, so coming out this year and just worked really hard, and it paid off.
You're a young guy. You come into this organization. You see Steve Blass around Pirate City. You see him in Bradenton at spring training, and you see him here at the ballpark. What are those moments like that you're able to spend with him?
It's awesome, man. He just has so much knowledge, been around the game for so long, and just a class act all around. So any time that you get to spend with him is some time you cherish.
And you sent him off with quite the memory tonight. Thank you very much, Kevin.
All right, thank you.
All right, guys, what a night.
Oh, my gosh, what a night.
Thank you, Kevin Newman. Boy, I've had a fabulous night, and what a way to top it. What a way to put a lid on it.
My gosh. It's not quite over because we've got this video. As we said, 8 got the words. Congratulations. You are the best. I love you.
These have been fun years with you, man. Fun years.
We'll have fun tomorrow.
I'm like my dad when he jumped off the dugout.
You are. It's tremendous. You'll have a great night tomorrow. The pregame ceremony. Yep. It's all about you tomorrow on the pregame, and then on the radio on Sunday.
What a way to finish.
Why don't you give us one final goodbye into the camera, and then we're going to send it to that great video.
Thank you, guys down in the truck. Thank you for putting this fabulous night together, and thank you for bailing me out, helping me out all these years. You're not only co-workers, you're friends, and I won't forget what you've done, not just tonight, but for a lot of years. You've had my back. It means the world to me.
Grab a Kleenex.
I will.
The place is a mob scene. It's chaos, pandemonium.
The greatest right fielder in the game of baseball, Roberto Clemente. Look at Blass. Blass has pitched the Pirates to the World Championship.
Would you remember me when we were only 17? When we were living in our dreams, when we were young. It's not where you go, it's just where you're going, and who's the company. And through the tears we cry, let them pass us by and get washed into the sea. Won't you just remember me when I was your life? 'Cause I was yours and you were mine.
I saw you running on the top of the dugout here, and they tried to get you out of here. They weren't going to get me out of there, boy. I told them, I don't care if they threw me in the biggest jail I got here. I'm going to be here.
Tears we cry, let them pass us by and get washed into the sea. Won't you just remember me when I was your life? 'Cause I was yours and you were mine.
How about all you coaches hung around for this one? Call the cops, there's been a robbery in the North Shore. It's not 2 good, it's 10 good.
Oh my God! Andrew can you believe it? It's our singing in the rain.
Can you believe it?
Oh my God! If it's oh my God!
This might be one of the most dramatic games in the history of this ballpark.
Now I just sleep all day, dreaming that you'll steal me away. But in my dreams you'll always stay. But I'm away.
It's been quite a journey over 60 years, and I couldn't have made it without my wife, St. Karen.